Have the Oklahoma Sooners off-season moves changed the narrative around their 2025 season? Really? Let's talk about it. Good morning, and welcome back to Rise and Shine College Football. I'm your host, Jason Watkins. He's my co-host, Mike Boganowski. And if you love college football, you know you're in the right place. So before you forget, smash that red subscriber button, like our videos, and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss one moment. Hall of Fame college football. Big dog, what's up, coach?
What's up? What up, man? Man,
kind of a day.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you wanna inform everybody?
Yeah. Hey man, it's been a morning so far. I actually got woke up by Big Mike, and yeah, it was a long night. So then I fell asleep and didn't wake up right on time. So I'm here now.
Yeah.
Thanks to
You're
Big.
welcome out there. Everybody else waiting. You're welcome. All right.
My bad. Well,
No,
I had to
good.
scramble to try to get us some stuff together. I know Big Mike has done the same thing, but we're going to start off talking about a few things. But hello to everybody out there. Brandon Snake, Kimberly K, 5 till midnight. Trojan Baseball, South Texas, David Whitehead, Johnny Boy. Good to talk. Good to see everybody in there. Love it. Yeah, man. Let's see what we got. Morning. I left and now I'm back. Good morning. And heading to the Gridiron stream to show some love from there. Yeah. And that's good to do that. We appreciate that every time. Make sure you jump over there and do that. Trying to run it everywhere so that we can get more folks over there to the Gridiron stream as well. But Marcus Dent will not be with us this morning. He's busy with his 7-on-7 sponsorships and stuff like that. It's keeping him busy. So he'll be here in spirit, of course, I would think. But let's get into some of this. What up, late as always. Sorry, Greg. This one was actually all the way my fault. So it is what it is. But hey, glad to see everybody in here. Just all three kind of brought this up on their website. They were talking about everything that's kind of happened, or they didn't bring it up this way, the way I'm bringing it up. But you're starting to see people that are believing that Oklahoma's going to have a rebound year instead of a 6-6 year or worse, like you were hearing before. Now that you have Arbuckle and Mateer, along with the other big moves that they made in the transfer portal, and then the Jim Nagy hire of last week has really kind of turned some heads, I believe. What do you think is going on with all these guys? Around the country now, all of a sudden they're kind of taking notice a little bit.
Well, yeah, they are because I'm trying to say this without, they're just kind of with the trendy thing right now, right? It's trendy for them, right? Oklahoma does something, and at the end of the day, I don't think Oklahoma gives one shit about whether or not people like it and if it's trendy or they made this hire to get in the good graces of the national media or any of that. I think that's something that the university, Coach Venables, and those people were looking for the best guy to do this, and it sounds like they took a shot and it paid off. Now, do I think when they did this, they're in mind, they're like, oh man, we gotta change the national narrative of what Oklahoma's doing. No, I don't think he gives a shit. So yeah, I mean, I love it, man. And it goes to show you that, like, Coach V in Oklahoma, you know, they're trying to win, and they don't want to sit here and have another year. Now, will we have, you know, what will our record be? Will we have an acceptable year, you know, with the fan base and the university powers that be? It's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy just because we made all these hires and got these dudes in the portal. We got to go win football games.
Absolutely.
And shit, it looks like, looking at that schedule, man. And you know, something I brought up, I want to bring up a little bit later, is that ESPN poll that came out over the weekend. Like, man, we're everybody we play is in there, damn near. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In that
Yeah. No
that
doubt.
SP top 25. So it's not going to be easy. You know what I mean? And do we have the team that can do it? Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
But yeah, you know, that it goes to show you that these people ain't effing around, and they're trying to turn this thing around and build a powerhouse and a national championship contender, and you know, year in and year out.
Yeah, and you know, kind of talking about the Nagy thing, it is turning the script around and it's getting people to pay attention. But the funny thing is like his effect isn't going to be felt until next season, or you know, not the 25 season, the season after that. They were already basically full. Whenever you know they'd made their portal moves, they've done all that kind of stuff. You know, that was done by Curtis Lofton and company. You know, so that was already kind of happening. Obviously, it's a big foundational move. It's something that you want to do, but as far as you know, looking at it in that light, yeah, it's still the same as it was before last week when they made that hire. I think that what it did was obviously have them take a look at, okay, well, what are they really about? And are we sleeping on what this is and what's going on there with Brent Venables and what he's trying to do?
Mm-hmm.
I think that he hasn't rested once since all this started. He certainly wasn't resting once you know they had another tough season, but I didn't never see anybody on the football team quit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
despite
mean,
all the stuff that was
I
going
mean
on,
the ones that were out there playing, they were
correct.
busting their ass. They were busting their
Well,
ass.
correct. Yeah. Yeah. No, I didn't mean that it was gonna hit back then. Didn't want us. Now we hot and they all on us. Oh, check it out. Hey
Yeah.
man, ain't nothing like a little 2 Chains.
Shit, I think that's Mike Jones, bro.
Oh, it is Mike Jones.
Jones
It
and
is Mike
Paul Wall
Jones.
and maybe shoot the other
Back
cat.
then they didn't want me.
Yeah, Mike Jones.
That is Mike Jones. That is
Mike
Mike Jones.
Jones.
Mike Jones.
You
I
know?
love it. Yeah,
Yeah,
we ain't trying to hear it. We ain't trying to hear it. All right. The
yeah.
hires that the football program has brought in sure making things hard to not get hyped up about next season.
Yeah,
Look,
for sure.
I would
Yeah, you're right. You are 100% right, man. You are
yeah.
100% right. It's
I
gonna look good, man. I can't wait to get on there and see it firsthand.
yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Nagy is definitely a boost for recruiting and transfer evaluation of talent. Yeah, Christopher Sowers, the Ohio State fan in here. I mean, that just goes to show you these are the things that, you know, a couple of weeks ago, some of these are now Christopher Sowers is a little different, but some of these fans from other programs would just be just giving it a total, you guys suck. You're gonna suck. It's gonna stay the way. This is like I told him this past couple of weeks. I've been saying it to a lot of people. Enjoy it while you can, because this is never gonna be how the way Oklahoma State's. You're going to have tough years. It happens all around the country. It happens in every program. I don't care how good you are and how good you've been. Things flip around. The difference is in a place like OU is that they'll never sit on their hands. They will never sit on their hands and just be okay with, you know, the status quo or, you know, anything like that. So I think it's kind of cool that, you know, that this is where we're headed. But one of the things that I was reading there is certainly a significant hire. His impact won't be felt, but this is a huge year, especially after the Sooners brought in quarterback John Mateer and Arbuckle and a host of other players to try to get things back on track. Oklahoma is one of the most successful programs in college football, but it hasn't been living up to that standard. Will they bounce back in year 2, or will Venables find himself in a tough spot? You know, I think we should definitely talk about some of this schedule. You know, though, you start looking at what it is, and there's nothing easy about it. Nothing easy about it. You know, you've got road games at Tuscaloosa against Alabama. You got right before that, you got a road game at Tennessee in Neyland Stadium. You're going to go on the road to play South Carolina, who's a sexy pick for a lot of folks around, you know, the national scene. They're not one of my sexy picks. I don't think they're going to do shit. But that's just, you know, that's a tough game. Lenore Sellers is a hell of a quarterback. I'm not going to take anything away from that. I just don't know that they're going to be able to put it all together 2 years in a row. And I don't know that they really put it all together last season, even though that's the narrative that's out there. LSU coming to the house. Ole Miss coming to the house. These are all ranked football teams that you're expecting to see, or that you're going to be playing throughout the year. Not to mention, obviously, Texas at the Cotton Bowl again, who everybody loves around the country, and one of those other, you know, underrated or, you know, expected to do things that they haven't done yet in a while. Auburn with their new quarterback and all their receivers.
Plural quarterback.
Yes, correct. But, you know, everybody's talking about Jackson Arnold, you know.
Hey.
Put him on the plate. Put him on the plate. Oh, yes. And let's not forget about, obviously, Michigan. Week 2, which I think that'll go a long ways into, you can get a win there.
That's the litmus test right there. That is going to be the one. Same shit we did with Texas last year when that week 2 game against them. I was really interested on that, and it didn't pan out the way I thought it would. I thought Michigan was going to come and try to pound the rock on them, see how that D hold it up, and lo and behold, they tried to throw the ball. Unbelievable to me. But yeah,
without a doubt, I think it's as big as it gets, because, and I think it's huge for Michigan too. Don't get it twisted. They had the same type of year. You know, I think they ended up at 7-5. You know, something like that, somewhere in that area. But tough, you know, they got their win over Ohio State. But aside from that, it really wasn't a great year for them. They ended up, you know, winning the bowl game too against Alabama, which makes it, you know, it's great for Michigan. Doesn't really matter much for the rest of the world, but, you know, that's a big deal for them. And then, so I think that will be another one. I think another one that people, T-Boomer bringing this up, Kevin Wilson's going to be he's going to be big for us this year. Duke can coach. Look, I think that we've talked about that a little bit too, that defensively we expect this team to continue trending up, you know? But, and it all kind of, you know, the more you think about it and the more we talk about it, a lot of that is going to hinge on what happens on the offensive side of the ball with Arbuckle, Mateer, and the new guys. And I think that Kevin Wilson can be a big part of that, because coming in your first year going up against SEC competition, Kevin Wilson's been a head coach. He's been an offensive coordinator at Ohio State when they were winning national championship. The last one that they won prior to this season, he was there as the OC. This is important. He's coached some good ones, and I think that it's good for nothing else to have a good sounding board for not just Arbuckle, but Brent Venables as well in those certain situations. I think he's going to work out very well in those situations, like they talked about Matt Wells was in year before this past season, you know, where he was taking over the head coaching, so on and so forth, while Venables was talking to his defensive team after they came off the field, kind of deal like that. And I think with their clock management and some of the other things that you need him to be a little more proficient at during the game, in game management. I think offensively anyway, I think that he's big for that as well.
Yeah, it's going to be, dude, I just want to see him you know, we've went ad nauseum with the in-game manager piece, right? Like everybody knows how I feel about that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
I'm
But
not
I
even
just
making the argument there. I'm just saying
yeah,
if you're looking to get better at what you're doing, this is a guy that's been around
yeah.
the block.
And I want him to be the guy that like pushes taking the top off the defense. You know what I mean? Like you know, that's his that he you know, he was, you know, on the staff before, you know, I watched Oklahoma football, but I wasn't like I am now, right? So
Of course.
I'm all the way in, right? So like I hear the reputation that he has from his previous time here, and I hope that continues. You know, I want to see us stress the defense. I don't want, you know, nothing past 10 yards, you know, balls, you know, everything's intermediate routes and shit. Like, but we got to go deep. We got to open up the field. We got to stretch it. We got to work the middle. You know, we got to do all that stuff, man, because it's going to be so much harder on the defense, man. And it has to happen. And I hope we take at least 4 to 5 shots a game. Um, I mean, let's see what these dudes are doing, man. Like, I hear Giovanni Gibson is out there just killing it right now. And that's not me listening to shit. That's me talking. You know what I mean? Like I talked to a couple people. I heard Giovanni out there doing it. You know what I mean? So
But he's just an FCS player. What do you mean?
hey, listen, man, that's a big ass FCS player.
Bro, he's a monster, man. I mean, you look at
Yeah,
I saw that picture that one of the most recent pictures is he's getting ready for practice or whatever. And I was like, that dude's a big boy.
yeah, he's big.
And cut up and he just, you know, and if you go back and watch some of that film, just watching him get in and out of cuts, you know, and the way
Yeah,
that as big as he is to be able to move like that, you know, I go back to that in the weeds that I saw with Gabe. You know, he
hard.
was talking, yeah, dude. He was just talking about how you don't see guys like that that are that big that move as fluently and quickly as this guy does. So
Yeah.
when you can run routes like that and you're running a 4.4 at 6'3" and 215, that probably
Arkansas is probably pissed off, bro. Arkansas pissed off because
yeah.
he was about to sign there.
He was. He
That's where he's
was.
about
He
to be.
was.
Arkansas is probably like mother.
Yeah, Coach Ricks was talking about that was a done deal pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, and they were
Thank
loving it,
you,
and
Ricks.
nobody else had gotten involved in it so far. Nobody
Yeah.
else had gotten involved in it. They wanted it to stay quiet. Marcus Dent took the lid off of it that day on the show, and next thing you know, everybody in the SEC was getting a hold of him. He didn't go and visit everywhere, but he talked to pretty much everybody in the SEC. He ended up obviously settling on OU, and we're excited for it, man. It's going to be a big one, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. He's gonna be one to watch, man. I'm definitely that's gonna be one of the first things, you know, if and when I get down to a spring practice or scrimmage. It's gonna be one of the first ones that I put my eyes on, man. I want to see what it do, and
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to spring ball kicking off. You know, all that good stuff. No, I don't think so, man. So if you watched the OU DNA series on YouTube, um, he was on the table getting treatment. He's been out there walking around, but I don't think there's
They're
any.
already they've kind of penciled him in though, I think, as a starter so far. You know,
Yeah,
obviously there's a
I
long way
don't.
to go.
I don't think there's any rush. I don't think he's gonna see any like contact, you know, scrimmaging in the spring. I don't see why you would do that. Um, I
Oh,
would I would continue to try to get him. I think you try to get him close to 100% going into fall camp late summer.
mhm.
You guys really
Auburn
think
doomed forever.
Mountain West Mateer? I like that. It's got a little ring to
All
it.
right. JA is special, and you tossed him to the side just so he beats you guys in Norman.
All right, you gonna see, bro.
Oh, shots fired. Shots fired. But
I
I gotta
like it.
say,
Hey,
I did
Auburn. What was that
And
dude's
they
name?
are doomed forever. Auburn doomed forever is who that
Yeah,
is.
hey, make sure you like and subscribe, bro. Get in there, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Let's do it, bro.
This ain't his first rodeo on Rise and Shine or Hall of Fame college football. He's been around a few times. I find it hilarious that you still have that name and you're talking about stuff like that. Silly talk, I tell you.
Pretty good.
Oh man.
Good old Auburn, bro. I like Auburn. Had a good time going down there. I used to live in I was stationed at Fort Benning and lived in
Little
Columbus.
brother, you.
Yeah, it was a good time, man. I loved it down there. That's definitely a spot I could see myself moving back to one day, maybe in retirement mode down there.
Brian Snake J. lettered in TOs.
Yeah, he did. Sure did.
He did. Mr.
Hey,
Fun.
I'm anxious to see. Hey, man, prayers go out. Didn't I see Hugh Freeze had prostate cancer?
I did not. I didn't see that, but
I thought I saw something on there, man. If that's the case, man, he's in our prayers, man, and hopefully he gets that taken care of and bounces back. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw something about that. I mean, shit, I hope it's not true. I hope it was just some BS on Twitter. But yeah, I'm anxious to see how JA responds as when Hugh Freeze gets in his ass a little bit like they did my man last year. What was that quarterback's name last year?
Yeah, that's all.
Shit, that shit used to make me laugh, bro. Every time I turn on the game, man, he'd be doing all right. Hugh Freeze would yell at him, get in his ass, and next thing you know, turnover.
I tell you what, that's not what you want to do with JA, because they didn't even yell at. I didn't even see him getting yelled at last year, and he's still falling apart. So that can't be good for you if that's where you head in that direction with JA at this point of his career. But I would say, I tell you what, here's what I'll just say about the whole deal with calling him Mountain West Mateer. Mountain West Mateer had 44 touchdowns last year. JA wasn't kind of close. So, whatever you want to think about what he is and what he isn't, I'd find it hard to believe that. And look, it's not like they made him run. He took off whenever he decided that was what he was going to do. I think it was obvious that he was going to probably leave as it was. I've been saying that. I said that the day that they replaced him in the Tennessee game that he would not be back. But
yeah, man, yeah. I mean, that had to happen though. Like we all agreed that, like those turnovers. Oh my God, Auburn doomed forever. Go watch that game. Watch that game.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, go watch that game. Go watch the Missouri game, especially, and
just watch the last 2 minutes of the Missouri game.
Well, yeah,
not once, but twice in the Tennessee game did Oklahoma defense get a turnover
in plus territory.
Yeah,
and the
next play, Jackson Arnold gave it right back. Twice, not once, twice.
Right.
Probably
one inside the 5-yard line, or one inside the 10-yard line, whatever it was.
Yeah,
it was
yeah. Credit to Tennessee's D, man, but yeah, Jesus.
I don't know that I credit the Tennessee D on that second one. If he hands that off instead of
they made the place. They made the place.
Sure. But I'm saying if he hands that off on that one instead of throwing it backwards and all that stuff, I mean, shit, Javonte might still be running.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It was open up.
One down inside the 10. That cat come from the backside, knocked it out.
Sure,
you know what I mean. The pick was unexcusable, but shit, they caught it, made the play, tricked them.
Yeah, well, and had he thrown that one over the middle to a wide open Burks, he'd still be running. You know what I mean? It's shit.
Yeah. Sorry, people. We don't mean to bring up old.
It's painful, isn't it?
Scar tissues. What up, Coach Ricks? What it do?
What it do, Coach?
What it do?
Hey, there's our boy Jay. What's up, dog?
What up, man?
Good to see you, man.
Dude, I was hopping in and out listening to you and Coop last night as I was doing some late night baseball equipment shopping for my kids.
They're doing some late night streaming last night for them, man. They're usually a lot earlier than that on Sunday, so it was It was good, man.
It was good stuff, man.
Uh-oh, we got the Go Vols folks in here already. Hot damn.
Oh, I like it. Let's go.
Damn,
Like and subscribe, bro.
damn
BBQ,
it.
huh? What we working with? Hey, I'm coming next year, BBQ, this
Oh,
year.
yeah.
I'm a BBQ, bro. Where we at, bro? Put me on.
BBQ Bros, what up? This is
Never,
or what?
only drove through, Knoxville, never stayed there, but I used to live in Tennessee, man. I had about, what, 6 years? My first duty station was Fort Campbell. So, yeah, I love me some Tennessee now.
I'm a
Hey,
t-
man.
I like the
Hey,
state
Jay.
of Tennessee myself. I like the state of
Jay,
Tennessee,
that baseball stuff is expensive, man. That
bro.
stuff is expensive, bro. I need you. Yeah, you got 2 shows, you know what I mean? You got the Unfair Sports, you got Locked On. Hey, send me a cash app, bro. Hit me up. I need a sponsor. I'm gonna put Unfair Sports on it.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
check this out. My mom turns 90 today, Sooner
Oh
D.
man,
Man, happy
nice.
birthday to moms, dude. That's
Congrats.
badass.
Bro, amazing. That is
Love it.
amazing. Love it.
Yeah.
Well, hey, ask her what's
Congratulations
her
to her.
secret, man. What's the secret? What does she do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, hey.
You need to
You gotta,
know.
hey, we got to figure it out because I
Yeah,
know I ain't been living as right as I should live. That's for sure.
yeah.
Yeah. How is that, Tennessee barbecue? He says he's raised on OU in Tennessee. All right. All right. All right. Never try to hide the barbecue from the big boys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. Let me
Facts.
know.
Yeah. Facts.
Let
Texas
me know.
Nightmare. Texas Nightmare 210. Who could this be? That's not. Oh, yeah. Yep. That dude's crazy too. All these dudes are crazy. What's up there? Duke Silver Sooner D. Bishop Frank. What's up, dog? 5 till midnight. David Whitehead. Let's see, Johnny Boy's in here now, along with, hey man, our boy T Boomer. Ian Gomez, and he asked a good question. You said there's no guarantee Jackson Arnold's going to start next year. You had asked something up here a minute ago I wanted to get into. Greg Ray, what's up? Eric Basham, Ryman Lemon, Purple Orca. Let's see. What did he ask a second ago?
Favorite day. That might be my favorite screen name, bro. Purple Orca.
The Orca?
Yeah, that's dope, man. I like that. Purple Orca. Trying to
Oh
tell
no,
you
he was
something.
the one asking about Jaden Gibson. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that he's fully healthy yet. I think there's a lot of time to get him there, and I think he's. Look, man, I really have high hopes for that. I really do. I think that he was ready to have himself a year last year. You know what I mean? Not that JA could have gotten him the football, but he was ready to have himself a year
That's my
last year.
point.
So
That's my point. When I said quarterbacks,
he's right.
quarterbacks.
The secret is the good doctor, Dr. Pepper. Smokes and drinks like Willie. No, man, you guys are talking shit about this dude's mom that just turned 90 today. Knock it off. Be nice. Come on
That
now.
that reminds me of remember Grumpy Old Man? Old
Yeah.
boys do. He's like, I
Yeah.
like drink my lunch and bacon
Bacon. Bacon and a pack of camels.
and a pack of camels. That dude, man, oh, man, those outtakes.
Yeah, he's like, you want to see my bony macaroni?
Yeah. He's like, I have been to Hawaii. And she's like, which island? He's like, come on, I want to lay you. It was okay. He had a whole outtake full of it, bro. It was hilarious.
Bro, it's fun.
Old man
Hey,
was the man.
that's old Mick from
Yeah.
Rocky.
God,
He
dude,
was
he's great.
great, dude. He was great. It was awesome. The show Black Clover a chance. If you like Purple Orca's name, you need to give the show Black Clover a chance, says Ryman. He said, I won't lie, it's from anime. Okay.
Pretty dope, though.
It's
Pretty
pretty dope.
dope.
But you just took a hit for the anime thing. But whatever. Who does Auburn have that would be better than Jackson Arnold? Plus, you don't pay him that type of money to bring him in and be on the bench. I don't think they intend him to be on the bench there, Coach Ricks. I don't think they realize what they got. But who did they get? Deuce Knight is coming in as well. And they've got another guy that came in the portal that they're expecting things from too. I don't think they're completely, are putting all their eggs in that basket. But Deuce Knight, I mean, you listen to what Coach Dent said about him. He had him on his 7-on-7 team. He said he replaced, and as like a 8th grader, 9th grader, something like that. And he replaced a guy that, because he kept throwing picks in this tournament, and he said they didn't lose again. He said that Deuce was that guy, even at a young age. So, you know, that's what he was saying. He goes, he thinks that if you think he was coming in to sit on the bench his freshman year, think again. So, I don't know.
Yeah, man. A lot of people, I mean, Hugh Freeze got a good offense, dude. I like his offense. I just think he got a little pass happy. You know, that what was that running back that they had at Auburn? Hunter?
Their running back was one of the best backs in the nation.
Yeah, dude. Get that cat the ball, bro.
Dude, yeah. Yeah, it was stupid. Stupid all the way around. They should have done, but you know, and they've added more receiving talent to the room. I think they're going to be good-ish. You know, we'll see. We'll see. Mm-hmm. But anyway, cut me, Mick. Cut me. Yep. Love it. Jay, starting for your team's a bad sign. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did. They brought in another quarterback from the portal. I'm trying to remember who it was, but I can go in there and look quick. Since we're talking about, you know, shitty football teams, let's look them up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Depth chart.
Yeah.
What we got?
Man, I'm gonna tell you something.
Now they did get that Singleton kid from Georgia Tech that I really liked him for Oklahoma too.
But I was a receiver, right?
Yes, stud, straight up stud. They've got Jackson Arnold.
Too little though, man. I don't think they wanted a little receiver. I think they want them big cats, man. Which I ain't mad at them.
Yeah. So Ashton Daniels coming in from Stanford. He had 1,700 passing yards, 10 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. But he was, you know, he's a redshirt senior. Year before that, he had 2,200 yards, 11 and 8. So that was the 2 years that he played. It looks like, anyway, unless there's more. Let's see. Nope, that's it. That's pretty much it for him. So looks like that would be it. But I don't know. I mean, Stanford sucked. So it's not like it's, you know, you can really know what he is or what he isn't. But
hey, let's dude, look at Ryman Lemming's comment right there, dude. That let's use that to segue into a little draft combine conversation.
Right. What do we got?
Because this is hilarious, bro. This is really hilarious.
How you like Ollie Gordon having a slower 40 time than Stutz and Bowman?
Barely beat downs, right? Yeah. Dude, I was watching that and I was like, what is he doing? I'm like looking at the TV. Like when they started running those passing routes and they ran that wheel route and like all that stuff, like my man didn't even look like he was trying. Ollie Gordon. You know what I mean? I'm like, what is this dude doing? Like, that is not the place to be out there bullshitting and lollygagging. Like, you cannot have the year you did, right? This last football season, and then go to the combine and bullshit. He might not get drafted, bro.
That can't pay their own bills. People that are negative and voicing their opinion are the same ones that can't pay their own bills.
Hey, he learned it from the best over there. Hey, they all quit on him last year. The coaches quit, but here's the thing. They fell in love with who he was and all that stuff. And look what happened to that whole football. 0-9 in the Big 12. No Texas, no Oklahoma. They go 0-9 in the league. What the fuck?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like that, dude, he fell. In my opinion, if he goes, I just can't see him being. He may go back a day 2 at the end, but day 3 is where I see, man. Like,
yeah. I don't think he helped himself at all the entire damn year. He should have left. He should have went to the league last year.
Yeah, what was he doing?
I don't know, bro. He should. If he wasn't gonna go to the league, he should have went. Even Mizzou would have been better for him. Even Mizzou. But Alabama apparently offered him. I don't know. Pretty wild.
Yeah. Yeah, that but I mean, let's talk about our Oklahoma guys, man. And we kind of touched on it later in the week, when I pulled up those metrics on Stutz and Ethan. But I'm gonna tell you, man, Billy ran a hell of a 40, was up there and all that stuff. But those on-field drills, Billy looked good, man. Billy looked smooth, great hands. Like, that little drill where they run down the line and they get passes thrown from each direction and they catch it and break up the sideline. I mean, Billy to me looked as good as some of them receivers catching the ball and staying in stride and not jumping, man. I think Billy really helped himself. He really elevated his draft stock, with the Senior Bowl and what he did on the combine, man. Like that dude, he crushed it, man. Crushed it.
Absolutely.
Crushed it.
Yeah. Here's another funny one. Look at this one. Bro, you're a freaking clown.
You know what, man? Like, I got it. I just think I just don't know if I just feel like you was underachieved, man.
You feel like he did?
Yeah. And I maybe I just
first perfect recruit according to all the rankings and stuff. The first 100 score recruit.
But listen, man, like if you watched the draft,
Scared of
right?
his own fucking shadow too.
The NFL channel, like I just can't get with everything's got to be. It just feels like they're bullshitting you when you listen to those shows. You know what I mean? Like with a lot of cats, like right? Like it's just I don't know. I need to hear some real when I watch that stuff because there's not and not enough of it, I should say. But like I mean, you got to get Sark on there, and you got to have him pump him up, and all that stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
I get it, but like you're not gonna like tell me
anxiety pills and shit before
that
games.
you're not going to try to deceive me and lie to me in what my eyes see, right? Like you can't do that, man. I know what I see, and maybe I see things differently than everybody else, but like I just like they're trying to tell me how hard Ewers throws the ball and he can throw all the passes in the book, and he's got all the throws, but bro, every pass he throws looks the same. Like there's no pop on the ball when it needs to be. And I get it, you want to throw catchable balls, but I don't know, man. I just feel like he let the ball get away from him and it sailed a lot on him. And Neilio, I'm getting to that. I'm gonna get to my boy. Don't think I ain't when I am. I'm gonna get to my boy. I'm gonna get to my boy.
Mm-hmm.
That's my guy, man. Let me tell you something, man.
Name the big game that the dude won after Bama.
Yeah.
Name the big game that dude won after Alabama in week 2 of 2023. Because I don't see. You can say Okie Light because it was the conference championship. You got beat at home by you got beat the shit out of at home by Georgia. Got beat on the road when Georgia's quarterback got hurt. Not on the road, but in the SEC championship game. Hell, they damn near lost. Ugh, come on, brother. They tried to lose the damn game to Arizona State. Come on. Okay, State Big 12 conference championship game. Whoopty fucking shit.
Well, I'll give him credit for the Michigan game week 2 last year because I didn't see that happening. And I like I said, man,
What did we just talked about Michigan though? Last year they weren't very damn good.
Michigan didn't. All right, that's just me, and I don't like their game plan. Quentin Ewers played well. He played well. He threw some nice passes. He played well.
Clemson game, the Clemson game, I guess, where he's going. The Clemson game, okay. They tried to lose that one too.
Yeah, they did.
You know damn good and well that it wasn't because of Quinn. Come on, man. That dude is half-assed at best at Quinn Ewers. I love it. Hey, Michigan. Okay, yeah, those are big games. Okay, I guess it was big. I guess it was big
Yeah, it was
for.
big at the time. Don't get me wrong, it was big at the time. You know, Michigan kind of
He doesn't beat
flattened
teams when
out.
he doesn't beat teams unless he's supposed to beat them. Let's just put it that way.
I'm okay with that. I wouldn't disagree with that.
Yeah, it's true.
Like
It's a fact.
there's
It's a
just no
fucking
like
fact.
juice with him. You know
Huh?
what I mean? There's just no juice with him. You know what I mean? He's just kind of I don't know. It's just maybe that's good. Maybe that's a good trait. Maybe it's calm, cool, and collected. Maybe that's what
He
you
played
want out of him.
well. He played well against a backup quarterback and lost. He lost against their backup. No reason why. Come on. And those two. Oh man, I can't. I just can't with you.
Well,
Yeah.
hey, listen, man.
He's great against no. He's great against no.
So tell Texas Nightmare, where's he getting drafted? Tell me. Where's he getting drafted?
Tell us, is he a first rounder, Texas Nightmare? Let's find out what kind of football guy you really are.
Yeah, I just want to see. I want to see what we're thinking here because he lost to the refs.
That's a lame ass statement.
That's funny.
Y'all won because of the rest a bunch of games while he was there too. Remember Houston? No, that wasn't on him.
That was the refs though. That was a terrible spot.
Definitely the rest. Same with Hey, listen, they were trying to
down, bro.
K-State too. K-State too. Same thing.
Third round. He thinks he's going third round.
I can see the third round.
Well, I read some shit.
I could actually see him going second round. It wouldn't super surprise me because of the way teams are in the NFL at the late part of the first round. If they don't think they got their guy, they'll reach.
I read some shit on Twitter where a guy was saying people are trying to keep their interest in Quinn Ewers, on the hush hush, so they don't generate a bunch of pub, and so they can get him in the late rounds as a steal because they think he's going to be great. And to me, I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but nah, I ain't buying that shit.
Who do you think's better, him or Spencer Rattler?
I'm not drafting either one of them.
Me neither. But Spencer went pretty early.
A couple things, last season.
He's got a bit. Dude, Spencer, they're the same guy. They're good if the pocket is clean.
I like Spencer's arm. I like Spencer's ability to throw better balls. I think he's got
as long as the pocket's clean, right?
Yeah. I mean, name a quarterback that doesn't do well when the pocket's not clean. Like you can throw.
No doubt, but I'm saying, well, there's guys that can get out of the pocket and do other things, and neither of those guys are that guy. You know what I mean?
I got
you. They can beat you only one way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Texas beat ASU because of the rest. Thank you, Jesse. You're correct.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about his injuries. Fuck out of here. He was always hurt, though. That's the other thing. He's always hurt. Why would you trust in that? Steelers will probably draft Quinn because they avoid OU players like the plague. Why they can't win a playoff game. Yeah, I don't know. I think that they should have I don't know. Why do they avoid OU players? You think they do?
I want the Dallas Cowboys to draft Quinn Ewers. That's what I want. Yeah. If they can get him early day 3, I think they should take him if he's there.
I think they probably would.
I feel like that's a great fit.
Yeah. I was gonna say something, but I won't. Rattler isn't so bad. Yeah, he kind of is, Bob. He kind of is.
If you stuck a gun to my head and said you got to take one of these two, Rattler or Quinn Ewers, I'm taking Rattler.
Yeah, probably.
Did Ewers? Did the quarterbacks run 40s at the combine?
I don't know.
did they just throw? I didn't see anything.
Somebody just said he was going to be great. What the fuck? Did you take it out? Quinn is going to be great in the pros. Remember I said this. Oh, we'll remember. We'll remember all this, glazing of Quinn Ewers today. The glazing of Quinn Ewers by you today.
Yeah.
You will remember.
Let's say, I want to shout out Isaiah Bond. You know what I mean? Like, you can't come in. Like, why would you say that?
What did he say this time?
You didn't see this. Oh my God, Jason, what rock are you living under?
Brother, I'm telling you, I've had a weekend for your
listen, my man Isaiah Bond come out here and said, I'm gonna run a 4.2. And I'm gonna break the record. He's like,
I do remember him saying that. So what did he run?
I'm gonna run a 4.2, and if I feel good, I'm gonna run a 4.1. He didn't run none of that. He didn't run none of that.
Did he run a 4.3?
No, I don't even think he ran a 4.3.
Oh Lordy.
I think he ran a 4.4 something. But it wasn't even.
It's still fast.
It's still blazing fast, but bro, don't set yourself up like that.
Yeah, that was stupid. Stupid.
Just keep it quiet. Like, what was this 40 times? Somebody look that up.
Yeah, what was it? Yeah, why did he say that? That was stupid. There's the only thing that can happen there is you fuck that up. Right? Oh, wow.
Yeah, he ran a 4.4.
Yeah, 4.4.
4.40. 4.0.
It's still fast. I said it often before last season. Isaiah Bond was not that good, dude. He hadn't been that damn good at Alabama.
Give me Golden all day over it.
Bro, he was a player, man.
Give me him all day.
Well, and I mean, you start talking about the receivers at that shit. They had better receivers there all year. Yeah. I don't know, man. I've yet to be impressed with Isaiah Bond. He's got a big ass mouth. But, he caught the Hail Mary pass against Auburn.
To come out and run a 4.4, bro. Talk about I'm gonna break the record, run a 4.1.
4.41, 4.41 were the official times.
Yeah.
Yikes.
He should just kept running right out of the facility after that. Just
Topher said that CD's going to be asking for a trade if Jerry drafts Quinn. Yeah, probably so.
Hey, them two, Neilio. Hey, your Cats had a good showing, man. What was a 4.37 and a 4.36?
Mm-hmm. Parrish.
Yeah, it's Siegel from up there in Omaha. He did really well, man. They did them two Cat DBs did good and showed up well.
K-State boys look good this weekend.
Hey, bro, when Jacob Parrish ran that time, I was like, oh shit, for real?
Yeah, Jacob Parrish is a badass too.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that dude, he was balling, man. Yeah, Siegel did, yeah. Yeah, he's yeah, man, they did good, man.
Bond was killing it before the injury. He had a few decent games, but whatever, man. Whatever, bro. He still hasn't lived up to all that 5-star hype, I would say.
Yeah, but hey, shout out Ethan Downs, bro. Shout out ED.
I love that dude, man.
Shout out ED, man.
He just keeps on doing what nobody thinks he's gonna do.
He may have performed himself from being a post-draft free agent signing to maybe sneaking in at the back end.
Which I don't know that that's really a good thing.
I mean,
I think you're better off to be a free agent than.
I think you want to say you got drafted, right?
Maybe. I think you're in a better position as far as, well, maybe not. I don't know, because undrafted free agent, if they go and sign you, then yeah, they can still cut you. It doesn't really matter. I think it doesn't matter once you get. So yeah, I think, but I do think that. I think he's going to have to stack some weight and probably go and move inside because he's not fast enough and athletic enough to be that dude on the edge. The edge dude that he is a run stopping guy, right? We were talking about this with me and Dent. We're talking about this.
There is a spot for him.
Oh, bro,
in that position.
Stop the fucking run.
I mean, look at some of these dudes. I mean, I don't know some of the weights of some of these guys, but I mean, when I see TJ Watt, I don't see, I see a dude that's probably about 270, 275. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's a Bosa, but those dudes ain't 290, 300. At least I don't think. They don't look like it to me. But I mean, who knows, man? Who knows? Maybe it could just be his time to shine, once he gets in there. But I definitely think he can 100% find a roster spot as being a first and second down type dude.
Oh, you bust players like Guyton? Come on. That dude ain't no bust.
Yeah.
Shit, bro.
Beat everybody in the bench press. Repped up 32 of them things.
Bro, come on.
Just his one knock is I think people, he's got short arms. Yeah. All right. But I'm gonna go.
Strong as a fucking ox, bro. Strong as an ox.
Yeah, I'm gonna go use a latrine. I'll be right back.
All righty.
I'm gonna brag on my boy DJ.
Okay. All right. We get in here some of these. Let's see. Steelers could have had Jalen Hurts, Creed, and plenty of others. The local Pittsburgh radio was calling for them to go to OU. Why do they say that? He's a Longhorn? Yeah, that's funny. Yeah. You're pretty much, you ran out of bro. You've ran out of comments that I'm gonna pay attention to. Their nightmare. Yeah, 6'4", 270, ran a 4.69, 5 till midnight. Hey, Orca, appreciate it, man. What's up there, TP? Appreciate it. Yeah. Marquise Siegel did too. He did. Man, they look good, man.
Yeah, man. I'm out here pissing like a racehorse, man. Me and
fast.
My wife, she's like, I'm gonna do a 24-hour fast.
Oh yeah.
And to show my support, I decided to get in on this with her. So we started last night at 8. Started at that, but I woke up this morning like trying to drink water and try to stop my stomach from growling. I can't stop pissing.
Yeah.
Dude,
when you don't
utilize that latrine.
The latrine.
Yeah. All right. Let me brag a little bit here.
Go for it.
Let me brag about the Junk's finest, right? DJ Giddens, right? The Junk, aka Junktown, Junction City, Blue Jay, right? So my guy DJ scored a 9.89 RAS out of a possible 10, right? And that relative athletic score, that's what RAS stands for, right? Is what the combine puts out. So scores a 9.8 out of a possible 10. This is ranked 22nd out of 1,909 running backs from 1987 to 2025, right?
Son of a bitch.
Listen, dude. So his composite size range, he got a good, right? Where, his height is 6 foot, his weight's 212, right? His hand size is 9.25, arm length is 30.3, right? He got a composite explosion grade elite. His vertical was 39.5 and his broad jump was 10.10, that's killer. Like they were up in the tops up there. Ran a 4.43, right? And a 1.5 in his 10 split. You know what I mean? The only thing they didn't put in there at the time was his bench, right? Now let me tell you something about DJ, right? So Mike was a freshman, playing varsity, and I'm watching DJ, and we're down in Bishop Carroll, and DJ breaks the first game of the year. DJ breaks down the sideline, and some kid tried to come up and tackle him. DJ blew that kid up, right? And I'm talking about, when I say blew him up, like his helmet, like pieces of his helmet, ear pads, mouthpiece, and shit just went flying, right? I was like, oh my God, who is this kid? He's big, he's fast, nobody can tackle him, he's running people over, right? So I'm just watching him through the years. You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, this dude's really good. So I come back, and this is I had moved to California at the National Training Center, and I'm talking to Mike. I'm calling him on the phone. I'm like, yo, what's up with DJ, man? I'm like, I think he's really good. I think he's got a chance to go play college football. Like, what schools? Is anybody recruiting him? And Mike's like, DJ don't talk. He's like, he don't talk to me anyway. He's like, DJ don't talk. And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean you don't talk, right? But so getting to know DJ, like, he's a real quiet dude, right? He's not one of these rah-rahs. My man is a simple dude, very quiet. You know what I mean? Just handles his business. He loves to fish, right? You know what I mean? He's just he's a down to earth kid, and I really grew to appreciate him. But it was one of the state playoff games. I came back, and I was talking to DJ after the game. I walked up to DJ and I said, "Hey, man," I was like, "Who's recruiting you?" And he's like, "Nobody really." And in my head, I'm like, "This is crazy." I'm like, "Why is nobody like looking at this kid?" So, we get it. He gets his highlight tape together, and I gave him my opinions on some of the format and the context. So when I was in Cali, my head ball coach at New Mexico State, Coach Samuel, he was on the UNLV staff, and he kind of retired during COVID. So I used to go up there and hang out with him, watch some NFL and football on the weekends. Maybe when I was up in Vegas or whatever, I'd shoot up there. So I showed him DJ's tape. Yeah, I told him how big he was and all this, and he's like, well, like, let me see some competition. Like, who's he playing? Like, I worry about that being in Kansas. And I was like, well, all right, let's go to the Derby game, the 6A, sub-state semis. I think we lost, and DJ went ham, had like 3 touchdowns, 50 yards or 60 yards, and just nobody could catch him. And I told Coach Sam, he's like, yeah, he's good. So, like Coach Sam's like, he looks good. He's big. He's fast. All that. He's catching the ball, blocking. Everything you'd want to see from a high school kid, right? So I get his highlight tape, and I told him, I was like, hey DJ, I called Coach Zimmerman. I was like, hey Coach Zim, I'm not trying to like step on your toes or whatever. I was like, but I think this kid's got a chance. And I was second guessing myself, right? Because I've been out of the game, in like football recruiting and college, and I didn't do any of that stuff. That's when I first started kind of taking it serious, because I saw that Mike had a chance. So I didn't know if I was being biased on what I saw, so I had to get some other opinions from people.
Sure.
And I sent his tape out to people, man. And I was like, hey, come, this kid right here, he'll be. I wasn't sure if he was academically, fine, but everything worked out for him. But I sent that tape out to a whole bunch of people, man, and I'm glad he got it. I'm glad he got in at K-State, man, and I was pumped for him, man. Like, I saw it, and at an early time with DJ, and I hope. I was hoping this would happen, and watching him yesterday or this weekend run at the combine or whatever, man, it was a good moment, man. I was proud for DJ, man. That's my guy, man. I've talked to him a couple times, since then or whatever, and he's a good kid, man, and I couldn't be more proud of him, man. He's a baller, man, and I see Neilio talking about it in there.
Yeah, he'd rather go head out fishing after a ball game than hit a ball.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, that's the kind of dude he is, man. Like, he's a quiet kid, man. He's very respectful, and I'm
a hell of
happy.
a football player, brother. He's a hell of a football player.
Yeah, dude. I love it, man. Because I saw it, dude, and that's what I mean. I was like, he just needed a chance. You know what I mean? He just needed a chance.
You know what? We talk about this a lot, and this is where TP's talking about he's not a fan of the combine. Question a man's tape against actual players isn't good enough to evaluate talent. listen, I understand what you're saying about that, and to some extent, I agree with you. I think that a lot of times, though, some of these guys that are under the radar, and they still are under the radar even after they get to college, sometimes you need some kind of a performance. And there's guys that definitely improved their drag stuff this weekend. Shamar Stewart, Matthew Golden. Who the hell thought Matthew Golden was going to go real early or be one of those guys? I think he's a good player, but he ran a 4.29.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He definitely had a better combine than the 5-star. Abdul Carter goes out. Everybody's talking about him being the number 1 pick. But I don't know, man. He had a shitty week at the combine. The truth is, I don't know that matters. I would still take him number 1 if you're looking for a guy that can wreck a game. Abdul Carter is that guy. You know what I mean? And
he's my number 1 for sure.
I think he's the best player. But the thing about it is that you have to take it by situation. It's not just, you can't, this is why it's hard to throw blanket statements on anything. It's the same thing we say about the recruiting numbers. It's not that hard to say, okay, to believe in somebody that, these kids that are going out there and going to camps from time they're 8th grade on, they're at all of them, and they become a 5-star guy. Okay, those guys are easy to spot. They're everywhere. And there's 32 of them. But when you start getting down into the 2s and 300s and even further back, some guys that aren't even ranked and shit, doesn't mean that they're not good.
Yeah.
They're out there, man. I'm telling you, the world missed on my boy Darian from San Antonio. The world missed on him. 6'3". The dude was a 6A player in San Antonio, had 20 touchdowns as a senior, had a 20 catch game, and he didn't even play for college football.
Crazy.
It's unfucking believable. But these things happen. And so I'm never going to quit talking about that one. Don't tell me that they catch them all, because they don't. They were wrong about Isaiah Autry-Dent being the first 3-star or whatever. He ain't no 3-star, 6'7", 320. He was already almost 300 pounds at 6'7" before he came in as a freshman. It didn't lose a rep at the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star Week. Not one. Yeah, he's not good enough. But they're out there, man. They're everywhere. You're going to tell me that they got it right about Jaden Jackson? I'm going to tell you they didn't. Did they get it right on Eli Bowen last year? No, they didn't. He was a 3-star.
Shit, did they get it wrong on Michael Hawkins? Hell yeah.
They got it way wrong on Michael Hawkins. They got it wrong on Nigel Smith. They got it. Come on, man. Come on. I'm just saying, there's a lot of guys out there that fly under the radar for whatever circumstance that it is. It is what it is. But so don't tell me that it's a perfect system, because it's not. And those combines and all that stuff, it's all bullshit. I don't care what you think, Texas Nightmare. I really don't.
Yeah, that is a good quality. DJ, he stayed healthy, man. He's a big kid. Played hard, man. He just he held up for sure.
You're just hoping that he ain't gonna start, bro. You're just hoping. Michael Hawkins is that dude. He will be a Heisman finalist before he leaves college. Watch and see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's saying he's not even going to start. What a clown. Do I think, size-wise, probably. As far as Daniel Akinkumi goes. He came into football late, so it's going to take him some time to get there. I think that his prospects of being in the NFL are very good. He's got plenty of time. And he's working with Bill Bedenbaugh, which means that he's getting the best education for an offensive lineman that you can get. Period.
Mm.
Yeah, I think Daniel's going to be fine. By the way, we're working with C about getting him on the show. If you guys ain't watching his podcast that he does, That dude's a trip, man. I love Daniel Akinkunmi.
Little
One of my
vlog.
favorite. Huh?
Little vlog. He put one out last night with the
His
with the
video
art with the
vlog.
art.
Yeah.
With the art with the art.
Ruma Suna.
Yeah.
He's great. He's great.
Yeah, he did.
I
He
don't-
did it. He did it 32 reps at 225 for sure. Ethan Downs did. Yep.
He did.
Highest of all the edge guys. Highest
Yeah,
of all the edge
insanity,
guys.
man. He's definitely beastly. And as far as what you're saying, he's not starting over Mateer, bro. Okay, maybe he's not. He's probably not. You know why he's not? Because Mateer came in. He's had a year in the system. He's the dog too. He's probably gonna end up waiting his turn and getting his red shirt back. It doesn't change what I just said to you. Before he leaves college, he will be in New York for the Heisman ceremony. Watch and see. Watch and see. Yeah, he's definitely one of my favorites, man. He's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Enjoying life. The kid just loves life too, man. He's one of those guys that never stops smiling. Love that dude, man.
He's impressive, man. He's an impressive cat.
He's a big boy.
Impressive, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. You ever hear the story of his recruiting trip and when he committed? Did you ever see that on TV? I can't remember what it was on, but
I think it was on.
It was pretty funny.
I think it may have been on OUDNA, maybe.
Yeah, it might have been because BV was thinking he was bombing. You know, there's some stuff that went wrong or whatever, and
yeah.
Yeah,
on like getting him there and stuff. He was missing flights and all kinds of shit, and then like the hotel, I don't think worked out very good and all that bullshit.
Yeah. Pretty funny. Pretty funny. What so did you see that? Did you see that ESPN full by Bill Connolly that came out with like
are you talking about or on the returning talent or returning production, all that stuff that you're talking about?
Yeah.
So
pretty crazy.
Yeah, of course, the haters, what are they gonna say now?
Dude, but the reason I want to talk about that is let's look at that if you can pull that up.
Let me see.
And let's look at and like go through and like all the teams on our schedule, right? And then kind of loop us back to what we talked about previous, you know, with all the hype or whatever and in our schedule. And I mean, shit, I looking at that, like I have no doubt in my mind that we probably have the toughest schedule in the nation.
Let me see.
You'd be hard pressed to find another team with a tougher schedule like that. It's crazy, man. I'm pretty sure I think every SEC, if I remember correctly, every SEC team we play this year is in that top 25.
Yeah, hold on. I have to get it here. Got it. Had to log in. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
So what were you wanting again?
You just pull up that top 25 little graphic. Do you see it?
I've got it now. Let's see.
And like the biggest shocker to me is if I remember correctly, is Alabama number 2. And I was like, damn.
No. On returning production? I don't think so. Hold on. Here we go. Let me go ahead and fix this a little bit. So
is that the one from Conley?
Yeah, he's the one that does it on ESPN.
It just came out this weekend?
Yeah.
Dude, that's not the one I saw.
Hold on, let me go back to it. Let me look. Yeah, it says 2025. Returning production trends. Let's see.
Yeah, but there was like a ranking graphic. There was a ranking graphic out there.
That's what it was that I just pulled up.
Man, that is not what I was just looking at.
Are you sure you were looking at the right one?
Yeah.
You're looking at the one from this year?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I just saw it this weekend. I just and shit. I woke up and listened to Locked On Sooners, and they had it going. They were talking about it too.
So what? Are you talking about likely to improve? Likely to, what are we talking about?
I got to go back and look.
Okay, so here's the returning production percentages and rankings. So here's the percentages with the rankings. I mean, this is it. Clemson, Arizona State, Illinois, Tech, Kennesaw State, Texas A&M is number 1, and Oklahoma at number 10 overall.
Yeah,
is
that's
that what
not
you
the
got?
one I saw. The one I saw had Oklahoma at 20.
No, I know they were at 10 overall. They've been talking about it everywhere.
Yeah, that's not the one.
They're number 6 in offense, number 46 on defense with 60%. Anyway, I don't know that it. What are you trying to get out of it though? I mean, where are we at?
Well, what I was saying is like this one that I looked at this morning had, I'm pretty sure every one of our teams, every one of our SEC teams that we play, and including Michigan, are in that top 25 graphic that I saw this morning.
Okay.
And in adding, and it was trying to leak credits to us having the hardest schedule in the nation. And like it was let me find this graphic. I'm gonna point you in the right one because it was telling to me.
Well, let's go back to it anyways. I mean, take a look at it because let's see.
All right, so was it on 3? Let's see.
Yeah,
On 3. Yeah, that's go. All right, go to On 3 2 days ago on their Twitter page and pull it up.
On Twitter?
Yep. All right. College football top 25 per Billy Connolly's SP Plus.
Oh, it's the top 25 rankings per him?
Yep. So it's on their Twitter feed 2 days ago.
Okay.
Yeah, they got On 3. Yeah, Alabama was 2 on this right here. Because I feel like this is right in your wheelhouse right here. You'll go off.
Oh, I love shit like this. Oh,
I know. When I saw it, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Per Billy. Okay,
nah,
yeah,
bro, I ain't hitting the ganja weed, bro. I don't. Hey, there's a time and a place for that. That was long past me. I know what I saw. I just got to point Jason in the right direction. There it is, right there.
Yeah, let me.
There we go.
What the hell?
Look at that. Uh-oh.
It's all jacked up. I don't know why. Let me see something here. There we go.
There it is. Yep. I mean, let's look at it, right?
Yeah. I'm on it.
There's Michigan right there. There's Auburn. Obviously, Texas is in there. South Carolina. The only one that ain't there. No, there's Ole Miss. Never mind. Ole Miss.
Yeah, they're there too. Yeah.
Tennessee. Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Mizzou.
And
LSU.
South Carolina. South Carolina.
They're all there.
Auburn.
But Alabama number 2, man. That's crazy.
Well, hey, listen, I don't think it's that far-fetched about them being number 2, to be honest with you.
So here's what it says. So they got
more talent than everybody else.
26.1. I don't know how that. I got to do more investigation on how they come up with that.
12 of the 25 are SEC schools. Okay, so what it's going by, it's not just this is who he picked as his top 25, partly based on his returning production. I don't think he goes all the way with it on returning production anyway. So the SP Plus, per Bill Connolly of SP Plus, but he has his returning production and all that other stuff. Yeah. I mean, but here's the other thing, not even with just returning production. If you look at Alabama is who they have still the number 1 talent roster in the country. Even with everybody that they lost in the portal last year, even with them not winning recruiting this cycle or whatever for the 25 cycle, they're still loaded with talent. Loaded with talent everywhere.
Yeah.
And yeah. Plus they got Ryan Grubb back. And that was their problem. It was the offense was their issue there. Their defense was playing damn good by the end of the year.
Yeah.
I'm not that dude that's starting to, talk shit about Alabama. Not me. Not me. And besides all that, Kalen DeBoer is a hell of a coach. They're going to get it together. If they don't, it'll surprise me. The guys wins everywhere he goes. Now, is this a different spot? Yeah, sure. Is there a lot more pressure in it? Yes. But man, I think you're crazy if you are discounting what he is as a coach and the amount of talent that they have. He should be able to get them on the right page. He should. I don't know why you wouldn't. Georgia's right there at the top. I think that Penn State being number 3 is crazy. I don't believe in those assholes. I don't believe in them. What have they done? They beat fucking Boise and they beat SMU in the playoff and everybody's on their jock. Come on, man. They still ain't got no receivers to speak of. I like Kotelnicki. They still don't have no receivers to speak of, though. And they lost their tight end.
Tight end was nice, bro. That dude's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, I just don't – I have a hard time with it. I don't know that I buy it. Notre Dame being where they are, I think that they're still in good shape. I think that might be a tad high with them. Coach be pissy about me saying that, but I do. Oregon, I don't know.
What do you think about Texas being at 7? I was kind of shocked.
I'm shocked that they have them that low. I don't have a problem with them being that low. Because the reason why is it's all new guys that are playing. No experience hardly. Where are they in this S&P, where are they on that? Let's see. As far as like returning production and all that shit. They're pretty high up there still? No. Are they? Let me see. Let me go back to it. Texas is they're down the list, bruh. On returning production. See, North Texas, no Texas yet. 103. 45% returning production. 29%. They're 126th on offense and 44th on defense. Now we know why the Texas Nightmare clown is saying that SP plus is pointless. Get out of here with that shit. Foolish shit. They have damn near everyone back. Who has damn near everyone back? See, this is why we know. And recent success. Yeah, fucking full of shit, bro. The recent success. Yeah, you guys are good at beating teams you're supposed to beat. Kind of. But yeah, they're only there because of their recent success in this ranking. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
So, it's not the perfect predictor. That returning talent isn't a perfect predictor for sure. I mean, I'll say that.
No, it's not, but it gives you an idea of possibly what a team's going to look like.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, and as Neilio said, 12 of the top 25 are coming out of the SEC.
Yep.
So for all that Big Ten is the best league in the country, think again.
Every one of Oklahoma's conference games, there are teams on there, and one non-conference.
And then the non-conference game too with Michigan. They're in the top 15.
Yep.
Texas is not the most talented team in college football. No, it isn't.
Jesus Christ.
As far as talent on the roster, no, they're not. No, they're not. It's Alabama still. It's still Alabama, bro.
What about so sticking with some NCAA talk right here? What do you think about their proposal? Did you read any of the
Conley even wrote Texas is a sell team in that article. Yes, he did.
What do you think about how the NCAA is trying to fix the faking injury shit that happens during the games? Did you read? I know you read up on that.
Yeah, I don't know that you can do anything about it, bro. How do you actually fix it? I mean, because what if they're not faking it? What if they're not faking it?
Yeah, but so dudes that aren't faking it are usually still down after the play. That's easy, right? It's an easy
Not
fix,
all
right?
the time, though,
They
man.
have to have they have to have somebody watching, an eye in the sky, right? That is in the ear of the referees. And if that dude falls down, like they need to be like communicating real time with that dude, like do not stop the play, do not stop the clock, let that play go because he ran all the way down the field, gets down there and falls. Right? I think they just continue to run the play. Watch how quick that dude gets up and lines up if they just keep running the play. Like a dude that's really hurt is, behind, he's still behind the play, laying somewhere, hurt. But like, the only reservation I have with that is maybe the dude that has a concussion, and kind of jogs down the field and gets down there and is woozy. But again, I think that somebody like an eye in the sky makes that easily identifiable. But I don't know. I don't know about the implementation and how that'll affect it. I think I saw a penalty or some craziness or making them lose a timeout, which could be, end of the game.
Lose the timeout could do something with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to save those. You can't afford that.
But I think it's funny how they're trying to they're talking about fixing it. Or trying to stop it.
Take them out for the current and next series. Yeah, I mean,
if you really want to get serious about it too, like let's make it like targeting, right? Let's make it like targeting. Like you don't even get a warning. You know what I mean? Like you target one time, you're out. And depending on what time of the game, you could miss the next game. I think they could probably look at kind of the same thing. Like if it's and maybe do it like in a review after the game's over, like, hey, bro, we saw you run down there on film. You were standing there. You got a signal from the coach to go down. You go down. Guess what, bro? You're not playing. NCAA suspends you for the next game. Like inconclusive evidence on camera type shit, right? Because we saw countless, of that happen, like where you can see them getting the signal from the sideline and watching a dude like down on the goal line just like fall down all of a sudden, like, I'm hurt. Like, and then 2 plays later, he's back in the game. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Like I think they gotta start suspending cats, in my opinion, to get it to stop. And the coach that's signaling him to go down, he gotta get suspended too.
Listen, I agree. And what made me laugh was that you were hearing a lot of that shit like out of Ole Miss, and that they were complaining about it a lot, them in Tennessee, but they were the ones doing
Well,
most.
everybody does it. Everybody does it.
Oh, everybody does it.
Everybody does it.
You have to.
Everybody does it. But yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of my.
I mean, that's the whole deal. You can speed up the game. You make it to where you can't, get a guy out whenever you need to, whenever they're going to the hurry up, and I don't know. I don't really know what the answer is because they haven't figured out a way to not make it penalizing for the defense in any way, or helpful for penalizing for the offense if they. I don't know, man. It seems like to me everything is, and this is in the NFL too. All the rules are geared towards helping offenses out, right? Yeah. Always. So I have a hard time adding another rule and taking out players and stuff from the defense when everything else, favors the offense. It's period, plain and simple. You know, you can't touch anybody
I
anymore.
don't know if you can. I don't know. I was just spitballing something right there. I don't. My personal take is I don't know if you could really stop it. Right? Like defense found a little hack. You know what I mean? On how to slow it down, and I don't know. Kind of.
Right.
It's kind of amazing to me. Kind of funny. Kind of funny. So we got spring ball coming up, right? Spring balls. You know, you get all the newcomer meetings this week, right? You're going to get all that. You're going to get to talk to some coaches. What are your top 3 biggest storylines coming out of spring ball?
For nationally, or are we talking
Oh,
Oklahoma?
just you, Oklahoma. We're talking Oklahoma football, spring ball coming up. Like, what are the top 3 storylines in spring ball? And then what are you
Okay.
most anxious to find out?
Well, yeah, I think most of it has to center around your offense and what happens there. I think that the defense is in great shape. I think that the storyline is how much better offensively can they be? Will they be? Is this offensive line in the shape that we think that it's in? Is Mateer everything that we think that he's gonna be? You know?
Yeah. Well, your stuff's kind of lining up with mine. My
What else is keeping them from being what we
Yep.
expect? You know?
Yeah, my number one thing is getting this O line right and getting this O line gelling and getting them familiar with the new playbook
Sure.
of Ben Arbuckle and getting these cats firing off the ball. You know what I'm saying? Getting the quarterback under center. Like I just cannot wait to see it, man. That is my number one thing. I want to see how these cats. I want to see how this O line does against our D line in spring ball. You know, that's my number one. That's my number one priority. 2, I mentioned it a little bit earlier, man. I want to see these new receivers. I want to see Giovanni. I want to see what he doing out there. You know what I mean? And I want to see that connection with Mateer and those
Yeah.
receivers develop over spring. And I want to get a glimpse of what could possibly be coming this fall. And I want to see how the new coaches interact with the players and how they fit in, you know, to this coaching staff. And, you know, I want to see some of these new cats stepping up on the sideline. You know, I want to see the Godwins, the Drylings, you know, I want to see Arbuckle and the quarterback coach out there. So I'm pumped, man. I want to see how BV's doing out there running around coaching the defense. You know, I want to see. I mean, I'm sure it's probably not going to be much different from the other previous times out there with BV because he's all up in it. You know what I mean? Like he just can't shut that part off
Yeah.
in his brain. So I'm sure it ain't going to be that much different. But you know, maybe it might be, man. Maybe he'll be. I don't know. No, it's not going to be any different. BV is that's what BV is, man. He'll be out there yelling,
Oh,
spitting, spit flying out of his mouth. You know what I mean? He'll be hoarse after the first practice.
Yeah, brother, you're not gonna get any difference out of Venables than what the man is. You know, this is who he is to his core. He is all about that defense doing what it does. And especially he's even announced that, yeah, man, we're pretty much, you know, I'm running it this year. I'm gonna take over the office. We talked about this before. I thought that was huge. How emphatic he was. You know, he said it with his chest that, yeah, damn right, I'm gonna run the damn offense.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think that's a big deal as well. Any word on how intense winter workouts were?
I mean, look
We
at the
all know
videos they're
BV
releasing, man. Look at the videos they're releasing. There's some work being put in, man. You know, they got those tug of wars going on. You know, 1-on-1s, 3-on-3s. Like, you know, there's a lot of competition going on, man. There's some good working out going on, man. And they get after it, man. They get after it. They get after
Yeah.
it. It's intense, man. It's really intense.
Yeah, dude, no doubt. I mean, I think that in Welbin but that goes back to
I left out cornerbacks, man. Good. Somebody up there said cornerbacks. That's a good one, man.
yeah, that was
TP, yeah.
yeah, TP said that, you know, and I think look, as far as the corners are concerned, I'm
it's
not as
not even
worried about
really.
that.
It's not even really the cornerbacks.
I
Like,
don't think they're a top
Gentry
concern.
Williams right? Is he healthy? Is he right? That's what I need to know.
Yeah,
Gentry.
that one. That
That's
one's a
what I
big.
need to
That's
know.
big. Sure,
That's
but
what I
here's the
need to know.
thing. I think that even if he isn't, though, I think that they're going to be okay. I think they've got some dudes that are ready to be guys. You know what I mean?
If Gentry is who everybody says he is, like, we need
Now,
him.
no doubt. But what I'm saying is they've continued, you said it yourself, they've continued to raise the bar for, they're over recruiting guys that are gone and all this stuff is because they recruited over the top of them. You said that.
Yeah,
right?
I know, no doubt. But I don't know if I was
think that's-
necessarily throwing Gentry into that pile because,
Well, apparently not, because he's still there.
yeah, he's a good.
And he doesn't have, and he
I
hasn't played
haven't
in 2
seen
years.
much. I haven't
He
seen
doesn't
much.
play. He
Yeah.
hasn't played. And so the fact is, for him to still be there tells you, yes, he's that guy. Now, can you expect anything from him? No. He hasn't been available. So,
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying, the reason I'm saying what I'm saying is that you think that the coaches don't know that shit, and they're still pushing guys like Makari Vickers out. And look, I love Makari. I think that he's going to have a hell of a year this year. In fact, CU loves Makari. He's not playing corner anymore, but I watched the cat shut down a bunch of all-stars in San Antonio before, in that Army game, in the all-star game, the All-American. Nobody threw it that way. And he damn near got an interception on a ball that was thrown in the middle of the damn field, and he was on the sideline when he threw it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the kid is a player. Guys like that though, but you still have a guy like there's a bunch of these dudes still left. Eli Bowen is the man. We know that. But when we start talking about some of these other corners that they've brought in, think about it for a second. Dude, these guys are dude, I don't know about you, but I can remember back to Newcomb. Bobby Newcomb was a bad mother flicker when he was at Nebraska. His kid is a stud. Likes to hit too, corner. I like him. Malik Hawkins is a bad dude too.
Yep.
Nobody threw it his way.
Yeah.
All of last year. Yeah.
Yeah, we got some young talent, dude.
There's some young talent. Now, would you love it if Gentry's available? Absolutely. But I'm telling you, it's not the reason they're not in my top 3 of things that I'm thinking about is because I'm not that worried about it. And I also think another thing that you said, I want to know if I'm concerned or not. I don't even know that I use the word concerned. Curious about who's going to step up on the other side of our Mason and get a lot of damn push up there, get a lot of pressure on quarterbacks, get some more sacks, and make it easier on that secondary.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That would be more to me.
Hey, man, I'm watching the shit. Every time Danny posts something, bro, I got to go right to it and watch it, man. He looked good out there putting in that work, man. He looks like a freak of nature, dude.
Danny,
Okoye.
Which one? Okoye?
Danny Okoye. Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, if you don't follow him on IG?
I do. I don't follow him as much on IG. I don't really go on IG very much, but dude, I pay attention to what that dude's doing for sure. And he's so freaking nasty athletic.
Dude, go watch the shit. Go watch the shit he just posted.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm gonna go check it out. I will. To me,
the dude is a specimen, bro.
Oh yeah.
And he's got that little bit of crazy, right? He's got that crazy that you need.
Yeah.
And it's my guy. I love me some Okoye. That's probably Cam, my youngest one, Cam. Him and Danny hit it off on a recruiting trip one time, and I've been his boy ever since.
No doubt. I love it, man. And I'll tell you, I think he's gonna be something else. I don't know about this hope he sticks around. Guys, I don't think it was as crazy as you think it was about him leaving. He wanted to play. Danny.
Okoye?
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere.
He ain't going nowhere, dude.
No, they love him. They love him, man. They should keep showing him love.
Dude,
I don't think you can keep him out this year. I don't think that you're going to be able to keep him out of football games.
Dude, if let me tell you something, man. Here's what I know is PJ better be ready to work because that Danny's trying to take his shit. And that's a fact, bro. That is a fact. I hope PJ steps it up, man, and is who we thought he would be, and he shows up. But I don't think you can keep him on the sideline. I don't think you can keep Danny on the sideline. Like there's going to be like he's 100% going to be playing some special teams. I know that because that dude is too big and too fast, too athletic to not be playing on some special teams. Imagine that dude running down.
He's got to play. He has to play.
Dude's gonna be like, nope, I ain't touching that dude. Just let him run by me. I ain't blocking that big son of a bitch. No way. I wouldn't do it. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine being on kickoff return and like you counting your guys? All right, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Fuck, not that guy. Like, can you imagine what that's like? It's just like you're like, and then you're like, man, maybe I messed that up. Let me recount. Yeah, fuck. You know what I mean? No, hell no, dude. Nope. Count me out, bro. I'm gonna pull up with a fake injury. Come down. Oh, my hammy. I ain't trying to take out Danny. I ain't running down there blocking that dude. Not happening. Not happening.
Yeah. Something was happening. My mute button wasn't undoing.
Yeah,
we're going to see 12-man fronts all season with that D line. But I agree with you. I think that the guy's amazing. Amazing. I don't see how. And there's no way possible to keep him out of football games this year. I just don't see it.
No, man.
He ain't going nowhere. I'll tell you one thing. As long as BB and those cats are here, Danny Okoye is going to be here. They're going to make sure of that.
Dude.
Truth is, you got guys like, and even having guys like Marvin Jones Jr., I think you're trying to get him into the game and see what he's about because of what he looks like. But I said this before. I think he's a gravy get. I think Marvin Jones was a gravy guy. Whatever you get out of him is great. If you can get 5 or 6 sacks out of him, I think it's a good year for him. Because I do think guys like Okoye are going to come through. And I think PJ's gonna we keep hearing that he's doing his thing too. We got to see it on the field. I think I got to see it on the field too. But he was nicked up a lot last year. But when he wasn't, he was good. But no matter what, yeah, I agree with you. I think Danny's going to make it hard for everybody. No matter what, they're going to have to find somewhere for him to play. You're just not going to want him on the.
I have a feeling he's going to be in the rotation. He will 100% be in the rotation this year. You know what I mean? I mean, like, let's think about it. Let's name them off right here, right? You got R. Mason, right? You got Marvin Jones.
Yeah.
You got PJ.
Nigel is going to be sliding back and forth. I think he's in. They've got him.
But that's what I'm saying. He's top 4 easy in my book.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I mean? Who am I missing?
I
feel like there's one I'm missing.
Taylor Wine.
But yeah, I think Danny's playing over him.
Yeah,
like
probably.
Yeah, I don't see, and just by the eye test, right? Just by the eye test, I don't see anybody bumping Danny Okoye out of being in the rotation.
Yeah.
Like I just don't
RMT. Now, see, I can see that too, where they're going to have RMT in, but I could see him being his rotation guy, right?
Yeah, he's going to come in. He's going to come in on some third downs and spell some dudes and rush the passer. You know, there's going to be there's so much room for Danny in this, and you know, I just don't see it. And maybe I got a little man crush on Danny or whatever, but like Like,
Oh,
dude, like when you see him, dude, you're just like, fuck, dude,
it's hard to not have
that
that
bitch
on
is
you.
fucking built like a brick shit house, bro. And he's fast and he's athletic as hell. And I don't see it, man. I
I
don't
always
see it.
think about that picture of him jumping over the top of a guy. The one that you have, it's the recruiting photo, right? Where he's doing the Jordan and he's over the top of a player,
Yeah.
way over the top of that guy.
Yeah.
He's just a stud athlete.
Yep.
Straight up.
Yeah. He's something else, man. Yeah, he redshirted last year.
Yeah, he did. He wasn't very happy about it. I remember you talking to him at the Cotton Bowl, and he wasn't excited about getting that was when he knew was going to get redshirted.
No, I think it's I mean, I just like I don't want him like he's too gifted to just burn a year on special teams. We had too many guys.
No. They're going to play him on special teams, but no, that's not where you got to put him. No.
No, dude, like
He has to be in the rotation. You have to let him play.
So much better right now than he was last year.
And I think that just in, even whatever he may not be as proficient at as you look, man, some of these guys just turn them loose to rush the damn passer.
Yeah.
Turn them loose. Let them go. Let them go do what they got to do. Sometimes that's just what you need to let certain guys do.
Yeah.
Obvious passing downs. Put the fucker in. Let's see. You know what I mean? Because I think when you do that, you end up realizing, oh shit, what do we really have here?
Yeah, man.
I'm dying to get in the game.
I mean,
I'm dying to get in the game.
Bro, he's probably, I don't know how much he weighs right now, but he's chiseled. I'd probably say it's the 260, 265. And his lower half, man, like it's solid, dude. Like his legs are huge. And the dude, like
he's a monster, dude. He's a fucking monster.
And like I said, man, he's got that crazy.
Dude, it's just
got that. The most important thing is he's got that crazy about him. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's got that crazy in him. And he's different, man. Danny's different now. Danny's different. But I like that. The Nigerian Nightmare, bro. I'm going to call him when I see him next time. I'm calling him. It's my nickname for him right there.
That's what they call Christian Okoye.
No, the Nigerian Nightmare. I'm bringing it back.
Oh, yeah.
I'm stealing that.
With Billy gone, this is for you. Who steps up leading the safeties? Who stepped up leading the safety and leading the safety? Who is? I think. Go ahead.
I mean, I mean, I don't think that's.
I don't think it's one person. Do you?
Yeah, no, I don't think it's any. Well, I think it's probably. I think it's RSJ. You know, I think he's. You know, he's the old head on the block in the safety room, if you want to say, if you want to call it that. And I mean, I think it's RSJ, and you know him and you know Peyton. He's going into year 3, so he's up there. You know, that's another year in the system. So yeah,
Peyton Bowen is a bad dude too. Yep.
It's those guys, those two for sure. And I had this conversation with Mike the other night. I mean, like, you know, hey, you ain't the freshman in the room anymore. You know what I mean? You ain't the young cat. I'm like, now you got 2 young cats in the room right now. Now it's your turn to help and provide guidance when needed. You know what I mean? So, you know, I just, you know, mentally and physically and from a leadership perspective, you know, it's time to step up for some of them cats. You know what I mean? It's time to step up. Time to step up.
Well, I was fixing to say I'm not taking anything away from Michael or Reggie Powers or Hardy. I think these guys are all ready to put. I mean, look, I got to tell you, man, I love some of these freshman guys that they're bringing in too. That safety room is an embarrassment of riches. An embarrassment of riches. Yeah, there ain't a better safety room in the fucking country. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
Top to bottom. It just, you know that. There may be guys around that you know better, your Caleb Downses of the world, stuff like that. Top to bottom in the room, there ain't no way that there's a better safety room in the country. There ain't no way.
Yeah. Yeah, I could. You'd have to prove it to me. There's a lot of talent in there, man. It's just a it's just a hell of a job by Brandon Hall and
Dude,
that recruiting
kills it.
staff
Yes.
and BV for identifying talent and go getting the guys. You know what I mean? Like everybody. Everybody was all up in arms last year about when the Jonah Williams kid, kind of flipped where he was wanting to go. But I get it that he's big, athletic, and dude. But I don't know if he
Whiny
felt like
ass.
he was going to be it. He wasn't violent enough for me, right? He was that Jonah Williams wasn't violent enough for me, and I think that's a
More of a
big.
baseball player, isn't he? Isn't he more of a baseball player than he is a safety?
He had some big splash plays, man. Like the quarterbacks were just throwing him the ball, and it blew my mind. And he's returning them all for touchdowns. But I don't know. He's a hell of a player, but I just at the end of the day, I didn't see the physicality that some of the safeties that we have now are bringing. I didn't see that in the game. I'm not saying he couldn't be that, but just on the tape that I saw. But yeah, we got a lot. I think the Omarion Robinson kid's going to be amazing. I think I've heard nothing but great things, and especially watching some of his stuff. He's fast. He's got good feet. I think Wimberly. He's kind of Michael-ish in my opinion. He's kind of got that.
Headhunter.
Yeah, he's kind of got that in him. But yeah, they got some dudes, man, and we'll see what happens where they put Friday the 13th, aka Reggie Powers.
Bro. Yeah.
We'll see where they end up putting him.
I think they
And
got to find a spot for a lot of these dudes, right? I mean, that's the thing. When you have an embarrassment of riches like this, what happens? They start. You got to get them on the field somewhere. You're going to end up losing them, right?
I mean, let's not forget about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Jaden Hardy.
I brought him up a minute ago.
Let's not forget about him, dude. Like he's your cover. He's your cover safety. Him and Peyton.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Jaden Hardy is he's
Bro, when Peyton is in the game too. Here's the thing: when Peyton's in the game, good things happen, man. As a freshman, that was going on. He played hurt a lot of the year, and he would make plays that you don't see a lot of dudes making.
Yeah,
I just think that he has the ability to do that.
You got. I mean, and like if I had to project, right? If I had to predict, and how that rotation is gonna go.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Robert Spears Jennings, and Peyton.
They're 1-2, right?
Yeah, they're both out on the field at the same time. They're the ones. And then I think you got Mike and Jaden. Mike coming in for Robert Spears Jennings and Jaden spelling Peyton as the cover, the strong. Because that's kind of how they rotate.
Yeah, I got you.
We'll see what happens.
Going to end up playing more cheated, do you think?
I don't know, but I think so. I think so. And I think it depends on Kendall Dobie, right? And how he comes back from his injury.
I think so too. Yeah,
and this is just me. Like I don't have any
because they like Sammy O for that position too, right? I mean, they've been talking a lot about Sammy.
I think if they need to in a pinch, yes. But I think they want him inside.
Okay.
Because Kendall Daniels will be there. I think you'll see a lot of Kendall Daniels and Reggie Powers at Cheetah in the spring. I think those will be your two. And depending on how Kendall Dobie comes back, and we'll see what goes on there. But I think inside you got Kip and McKenzie, and then I think you're gonna roll. I think you're gonna roll with, Omasigo in there getting reps. I think you're gonna see a lot of Nesta, and I think you're gonna see a lot of. I I think you're going to see a lot of
I hadn't
Heineke.
thought about Nesta very much, but you do keep hearing about him, though.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a hell of a player.
Yeah.
He's a hell of a player. But, that's where I want to – that's probably on the defense. Like, that's where I want to see, how they're working in and who's the twos, who's stepping up, and who's
Right.
playing at that linebacker position, because that's why I really wasn't a fan of Kanik moving to H-back tight end, because, there's depth. But,
Yeah.
what do I know? Shit, the coaches want to do it. Maybe.
We gotta acknowledge this real quick. Just think I've condemned myself for over 13 years for my crush on a married man and Brent Venables. Yet you guys get to openly crush on our innocent, unsuspecting football players. I'm too hard on myself.
Indeed you are.
Some funny
Indeed
shit.
you are.
Indeed you are.
You are.
I agree.
Indeed.
I like this one here though. Moosehead, this is a good comment. No, you're talking defense. Last year, we heard about the D dominating in practice. I want to hear how the new quarterback does in practice against our D.
Yeah.
Well, first off, I think that I don't see. I mean, he should do fine. They're not going to hit him. They're not going to hit him. They're not going to let him get hit. It's how does the rest of the defense do, or the rest of the offense do against this defense? That's the question. And here's the thing: how much of these ones good on good are they going to do?
Well, they're going to do it.
I know they're going to do it. How long are they going to do it? How much are they going to do it? Is the question.
They're not going to. BB ain't changing.
I think BB needs to change a little bit.
No, you may think that, but it's probably not happening. It's probably not.
That's a concern for me.
I understand.
Coming off of the amount of injuries that we saw last year.
That had nothing to do with one-on-ones, bro. That had nothing to do with one-on-ones in practice. I'm telling you, it didn't.
They were hurt before the season. Most of
you guys, you guys gotta. What you guys think of this one-on-ones is like the way I think you guys think about this one-on-ones is like a whole practice of an hour and a half of one-on-ones, just banging the whole practice. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I think you guys think about it. And that's not the case. There may be a period, which is like 5 minutes, maybe a 10-minute period where they're one-on-ones and two-on-twos, but it ain't the whole practice. And it ain't like every day of the week.
The whole practice. That's not what I was thinking either. I know that that's not what they do. Shit.
But the way everybody talks about it, that's how I get the sense y'all think about it.
It's not about that. It's about the number of guys that were not there. I don't give a shit how much they're doing it. I think that by the time you get to the season, you can't have everybody banged up already before you've ever played a football game. And I think that was an issue last year.
It's football, Jason.
I know.
It's football.
I know. I'm aware.
Jaden Gibson hurt his knee on one-on-ones, right? Do you stop one-on-ones?
That I know. I'm not saying all of them were that way. I'm saying I know for a fact that there were receivers that hated what was going on throughout summer and spring.
Because they was getting their shit. They need to get down. Catch the ball and get down then if you're scared. Don't go over the middle. Have a quarterback that knows how to take care of your receivers and don't hang them out to dry.
Well, that was part of it too. The quarterback hanging them out to dry. The play calling wasn't worth the shit. I get it. We can't listen. We cannot practice. Hey, man, you gotta hold on.
The way we operate because our players aren't playing to the standard. You can't do that.
Hey, look, bruh, stop for a second and listen to what I'm saying. I'm not telling you that there doesn't have to be some of that shit. What I'm telling you is that you got to, Mr. Old School, you got to evolve a little your thinking as well. I know you got a defensive player that likes to headhunt. You have to know that is not great when you're out there doing too much of it. You know that. I know it, and so do you. And I want to see a bunch of hitters. I love hitters. I like teams that are super physical, but I think that there's a line you gotta freaking not cross. There is.
What is it? Tell me what the line. You have
to admit that. You know. You tell me. You know what it is. I'm not telling you that I know what it is with this team because I don't go to practices. I don't. What I'm telling you is that there is a line. You know there's a line, and they know what it is. And Venables knows what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that he knows that he's jumped over that fucker a lot too.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that he's admitted it.
I need to see that. I need to see that.
Okay.
Because I haven't heard it. But listen, man, like, here's the deal too, right? Like, how much softer do we want to make college football?
Bro,
Like,
don't make it about college football. I'm talking about this football team. I'm talking about this team and them. We want them to compete. I want them to get. Look, man, I want them to have it to where they get competitive and want to do that to each other, to other teams, not beating the shit out of each other in practice all the time. I think that that's where the line is.
How do you think you beat the shit out of other teams on game days? How do you think you get to that level, Jason? Please explain it to me.
There has to be.
You just wake up Saturday morning and they go out and perform at a high level?
Stop, dude. You're asking me a question. You don't let me answer it. You don't let me answer it. I'm telling you, it has to taper off throughout the year. By the time, and now that especially we're getting into, if you're wanting to win a natty, it's going to take you 16, 17 games moving forward.
They need to incorporate. I agree with you there. I agree. I don't disagree because I do.
And what are these scout team guys for? What the fuck are the scout team guys for? Beat them up. They
are getting the shit kicked in. Trust me.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying though. So like there has to be a happy medium in there, right? Because cats just don't wake up and be able to play game speed and take the correct angles and read that stuff without practicing it, right? And if that's where the sports science and the catapult has to come in, right? Like they have to integrate that into practice. And I know they are. Like let's not act, but like that, they have to pull some dudes back, right? Like especially your receivers and your cornerbacks that are running a lot. Like once they reach their max, you know what I mean? You got to pull them back. But like the banging aspect, like, dude, nobody's talking about our offensive defensive line. Like that shit's live every play, no matter what you're doing. It's full speed. You know what I mean? But those dudes, you know, I don't know, man. I just feel like we can't make. I mean, we don't even do 2-a-days anymore. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like it's just like
that's because look, that's because sports science has showed us that 2-a-days don't really help anymore.
It doesn't toughen it. That shit used to make you tough. Does sports science measure how tough you are? You know what I mean? Motherfuckers get a bruise right now and they're out for 3 games.
There's a line, bro. There is a line, and they've got data that shows you where that line is.
I need to see that data.
You can go look. You just don't want to go look for it. It's there. You know it's there. I just wrote that column this year. I just wrote that column a few months ago talking about this, and it is a line. But there's that data is out there. You know it, and I know it. I went and looked at it. I talked about it in that. There's a lot of stuff out there. And look, I think that there's a line that you don't want to cross, but I think there's a line you don't want to cross the other way on not having any of it. You've got to have it. There has to be competitive fire going on out there, and there's got to be some hitting. As the year goes on, there should be less of it. You should be taking that shit out on the opponent in the weekend, not on Wednesday against your own teammates. That's just how I feel about it. And in view of the fact that we had so many injury issues, I don't think it's a big ass stretch to talk about that. I just don't.
I mean, we can talk about it. I mean, it has to be talked about. But do I think that our injuries are a direct result of what you're claiming they are? No, I don't. That's just me. I don't.
Okay.
That's just me. Because what injuries are you talking about this year with our guys, right? Like what are you talking about, all the soft tissue stuff that our receivers are enduring? Because I feel like that's kind of the consensus when people talk about injuries.
Well, the receivers being 6 of them out, I think had a lot to do with it. Yes.
So is that coming from getting hit hard in practice?
Yeah, I think it did.
I don't. No, well, not at all. Because if you're really talking about the people that hit the most in practice, it's your O-line, D-line, linebackers, and running backs, and your tight ends. Those are the people that hit the most in practice, Jason. Like, let's be honest about it. Those are the people that hit every play.
Well, we talked about, like, remember whenever Mike blew up Sam in practice? The running back, Sam. He blew up Sam, what's his name from the
Franklin? No.
The transfer running back, Sam Franklin.
That didn't happen.
Yes, it did happen.
Sam
Hell,
Franklin?
Teddy and Gabe were talking about that shit. Yes.
That wasn't Sam Franklin.
Who was it then?
There's one of the kids that went to the portal.
One of the running backs that went to the portal?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't him.
Well, Sam Franklin's in the portal.
No, he's not. He didn't go in the portal. Surprisingly, he didn't. I thought he was.
I thought he did. I thought I'd heard that he had.
No.
Okay.
That was the biggest non-portal.
That's a huge surprise.
I was shocked.
Unless I
totally missed it. Unless I totally missed it, but I don't think I have. Well, I mean, we saw. But see, like I totally get what you're saying. I totally get it. Like, you guys have to realize I totally get it. But like, there's a mindset that I think that kind of carried over in the program, and some of these new cats coming up that our coaching staff recruited to be this way. You know what I mean? To run around and knock your block off. And if you get caught slipping, we're going to hit you. Because, like, I said this last week or the week before, like, those things that you saw Mike in the spring game where he hit Caleb Hicks on the sideline after Jackson threw the ball late to him. Like, Mike hit him, but he didn't hit him. You know what I mean? He just come up and let him know that I was here. Right? And he fell back, and everybody on the sideline, all the offensive players over there, right? Yeah. They get all up in the, but right, you like, okay, settle down, offense, right? Because when you all score a touchdown, you're doing your little dances in the end zone, right? So let us do our little celebrating, right? We popped them, they threw a flag, BB come up. The next time, threw it over late to Bauer Sharp over the middle, Mike gave him a tap, right? Just kind of stuck his shoulder in him. No, let me tell you something, man. I know what it is, Jason. He just kind of let him know he was there. He didn't launch. He didn't leave his feet.
He didn't launch.
He didn't leave his feet on any of them, is what I'm trying to tell you. He just he got him. He popped him, right?
Yeah.
But I've seen some of the practice footage, right? Like, Mike's not leaving his feet. Mike's not leaving his feet and launching, right? Go watch.
I agree with that. Hey, I'm not just saying, Mike. Hey, listen, I'm not just saying.
I'm proving to you guys something, right? Like, but like, you want to see launch. Like, go watch on that one highlight film of McCuistion, right? The Josh McCuistion, what he put out there on YouTube, where, the Temple game. Everybody remembers that. Like, full speed into a pile of dudes trying to kill the kid, right? Watch him come down and clean up that tackle against the Auburn running back. You know what I mean? That's the difference. Like, there's not even that. It's not even happening. I don't even remember what my first point was or I was going with this, but they're recruiting these guys to bring this physicality. And you can't, once they get on campus, no, we don't want you to play like that. You know what I mean? But
that's not what I'm saying, bro.
Those aren't the things that are causing the injuries, in my opinion, right? Those aren't the things. You know what I mean? Those aren't those hits, those pops, like out on the edge and stuff, like, those aren't the injuries. The up front, the D line, every play, offense, defensive line, boom, boom, boom. Linebackers, running backs, tight ends, boom, boom, boom. Those aren't the guys that are down with injuries. Yeah, we had a couple dinged up old linemen, you know what I mean? But that happens like that. But like 6 of the 7 top receivers being out, that's what worries me. Right? And what they were doing. It's not because of hitting, in my opinion. That's all I'm saying. I don't think it has anything to do with the physicality ones on one.
What makes you say it's not because of hitting, though? What makes you say that?
Because let's Jaden Gibson, for instance, right? It happened. He went up, caught a ball, came down, messed his knee up.
That's one guy.
Okay, so let's go down the list. Who else? Who else on the receiver with Burks? Burks got banged in a game.
Right.
Right.
Hold on.
He got hurt getting hit in the game.
You know who it is. You know who the other guy is.
Okay, let's say it. Let's
Nick
talk
Anderson.
about it.
Nick Anderson.
Okay. Soft tissue, right? He was hurt before spring practice even happened.
Bullshit. He was practicing and he was one of the leaders early on
Jason,
I
went to at least 5 spring ball practices.
Okay. No, I'm not talking about spring ball. I'm talking about winter.
You talking about fall camp?
I'm talking about fall camp. Yes, fall camp.
Let me tell you something. I didn't go to those practices, but I don't know if he was he practicing?
Yes, dude. They were talking about him being the leader, getting the guys together. He was leading that receiver core and all that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden, he wasn't playing anymore.
He never played. What do you mean anymore? He played like 2 snaps.
I'm talking about during camp.
Oh,
he was that, and then he wasn't because he got smoked.
I don't think. By who? Well, he got hit. You're saying he didn't play because he got hit in practice.
I'm telling you that he said that he didn't play because he got smoked in practice.
Like smoke being hit or like smoke being tired from running too much?
No, from being hit. What's up, Bishop Frank? Welcome into the show.
I haven't heard any of that. Like, I ain't heard any of that.
Y'all are wild. Y'all are straight wild.
Besides Nick, who else? Besides Nick, who else? What other receiver we want to talk about?
We'll talk about the guys that weren't in. I don't know.
The other one. So Farouk, obviously, we know.
Yeah, he went out in the game.
He had a foot, right? Farouk was the foot, and then Anthony was the knee. Or I got those messed up.
Yeah, Andro was out from the Texas game from the year before. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like that. You cannot hold doing too much one-on-ones on practice against the Farouk injury, and you can't do it against the Andrel Anthony. Right?
Okay, fine.
Because, I'm just saying that's my point. The ones and ones is not the problem, and the good on good in practice is not the problem, in my opinion.
Hey, Coop's backing you up all the way here. Nick may not be the best source on Nick.
Yeah, but in a game, but the stuff was in a game. It's not practice and one-on-one. That's all I'm saying. Is I just think that's an easy narrative and an easy cop out.
I'm not saying that it's not. I'm telling you that there was.
I'm not saying you are.
More than the receivers. I think it was the linemen.
Yeah.
Well, fellas, I just think both of you got some validity to it, but the simple fact is that
there's
you can do it. You have a way you can do it, but you also got to know that you don't need to lay someone out, but you do need to form tackle. And I get where Mike is coming from, but everything is to a certain extent, but there's still a gold standard that has to be kept.
Yeah. Nobody's saying otherwise. I'm not saying otherwise. I'm not saying I don't want to see these guys getting hit. I don't want this to go back to Lincoln Riley.
Exactly.
That's not what I'm looking for. I just think that there has to be a fair balance, a good balance of the shit.
Absolutely. And basically what you're saying is don't be like if you got a kill shot, don't go for the super kill shot. Just form tackle and take them to the ground.
I'd rather see, yeah. And I want to see.
I would love to see that. You know what I mean? Because I don't want dudes getting concussions in spring. You know what I mean? I want to see
exactly.
Stuff.
Y'all both saying the same thing.
But there has to be an intensity level and the speed up to the point of contact, right? Everything has to be live up until the point of contact, right? That's why you see guys running up as fast as they can, getting there, and then tapping them on the waist, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you have to replicate that, right? You have to replicate that in practice, and especially in the spring, like when you in the spring game in these scrimmages, dude. I'm trying to tell you, I wish you guys could see some of these scrimmages because they're out there banging. These kids want to hit, bro. They're out there banging, and it's not dirty, but that's what you want. Like these kids want to go out there and play hard and bang. Like yeah, there's a line of dirty, but then there's like physicality, right? And I don't think we've crossed that line of dirty. I haven't seen it. You know what I'm saying? But like, there's physicality. It's football, and I wish you guys could see some of these scrimmages that I go because they bang, bro. Let's be honest. They're out there like
Believe me, I'd love to, bro.
Hey, listen, Deshaun McCullough hit some dude so hard in one of the scrimmages I was at. I was like, God damn! One of the running backs. I don't remember who it was, but Deshaun McCullough hit some dude right in front of me, and I was just like, get up, man. Just I hope he gets up. You know what I mean? But
Deshaun brings the heat. He would bring the wood.
Yeah.
They all do. They all do, man.
And let me interject, you guys. You guys are saying the right thing. That's why it's so important with these walk-ons and these preferred walk-ons that we need to make sure we take care of them, because that's how you're able to go full speed, like Big Bogey was talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just, I just think it's an unfair narrative, and I don't like it, because you can't criticize Schmitty, right? I don't know what's going on in the training staff room, right? We heard a lot of rumbles about that, but I didn't ever really hear anything come out about the training staff, right? And BV, like, to people to insinuate and spread a false narrative that Brent Venables doesn't know what he's doing and how to manage and run a practice with a team, like, that's just asinine to me. Like, the dude knows what he's doing. He's got all these resources. He's got all the success in the world. Every coach would give their left. I'm sorry, I'm not going to say that. Every coach would kill to have the success that Brent Venables does and get that recipe. Everybody, like, people are copying that recipe, right? There's that tree, you know what I mean? But like, it's just, I don't buy it when people are just looking for excuses, right? And a lot of it to me is like non-football playing people looking to place blame somewhere.
You're gonna have to quit that shit.
I think really it's just
hold on a minute,
Bishop.
Hold on a minute, Bishop. Let me. I want to retort here. That's not what the fuck I'm saying, and you know that's not what I'm saying.
I'm not saying you. I'm talking national media.
I'm not talking about national media. I'm talking about us. I'm talking about the people within the program or within the fans, the fan base of this program, and what's been going on. They're not just going after BV about this, but there has been obvious times they have needed to question him. Even Schmitty told him at one point early in the first couple of years, or I think it's been more than one time, that, hey, you're going to have to back off of these kids, or I'm going to have to back off of them because it's too much. So he does flirt with the line quite a bit. There's also before the bowl game, I've heard things that he needed to back off of them then, and he didn't want to, and he said he didn't want to.
Here's what I know about those big down periods, right? Between the last game and the bowl period, right? Like, there was a whole bunch of rest. These kids didn't even practice for like a week. You know what I mean? In between there, there was a lot of practice, but it's like the same reason that we talked about. We didn't like the bye week in the college football playoffs, and that length in between from when the season of the conference championship ended and when the football players and the team came back and had that week. You get rusty, and all those people that had the buys lost, right?
Sure.
It's just, it applies to the time period between the last game we played against LSU and the bowl game after Christmas. You know what I mean? There was a lot of rest in there, but there's a lot of good on good in hard practices and tough practices to keep that edge and to keep that football, everything, to not get rusty and to keep that edge and be, the speed of the game not changing, right?
Yeah.
So there was both that took place. There was a lot of rest. There was walkthroughs. You know what I mean? But there was tough practices too. And that's my point is you can have this happy medium of resting players, and it doesn't have to be
I
one
don't think
way.
it's all being blamed on Venables either, by the way. Even, I mean, you're hearing in here, you saw it. Most of what Nick Anderson was talking about wasn't that. He was talking about, according to what Teddy and Gabe said, what did he say?
No,
He
I
said
don't know. I was
they were
reading
talking
the
about the
comments.
medical staff, all that
Yeah.
other medical staff bullshit had a lot to
And
do with it. I don't know that it all has to do with the hitting or any of that stuff. I'm saying if there's a question, that it needs to be looked at. It's something that you better be looking at all of it. You can't be having that much injuries. You
it
better be
has
looking at all of it.
It has to be. It has to be looked at. And that's why you have these sports science things, right? That's why you put the catapult on. Like I had this stuff explained to me ad nauseum every school I went to and visited and stuff that they can do, right? Like there's
Yeah.
players, like when they reach their output maximum, the catapult will tell them. You know what I mean? And the science says at a certain point, like when you see this dude reaching his maximum, and it's usually with receivers and DBs, they're running, they have to pull them back because they're at risk of soft tissue injuries and pulling hammies and all
Right.
this stuff. So I 100% agree with you in that
Sleep
aspect.
has
But
a lot to do with it. The recovery
yes,
time, sleep, all that
yes,
shit. It has to
all
do with
that
it. You're
shit.
right.
But I
Absolutely.
just think that the hitting and the tough practices isn't the reason why we have so many injuries.
Hey, Kimberly K, we're not disparaging the program. We're not.
No, not at all.
We're not disparaging the
Oh,
program at
are we
all.
not?
I'm
I'm not
telling you
trying to
that there
piss
was some
off the
injuries
team.
and there was some was this happening at Clemson? I don't know. I don't know. I haven't dug in it that deep over there. I think that he I don't know that it was whether it was or it wasn't. I've heard though that we all know that him and Kevin Wilson didn't get along whenever Stoops was here. We know that because he felt like he was hitting his guys too much. That's well known out there. Period. You've heard things like that, but of course, Dabo's not going to let you beat up on his offense over there. He wasn't going to allow that, and that's his football team, and he's an
I'm
offense.
not Kimberly K. I'm not trying to be disparaging.
We're
The
not.
only thing is I was just trying to make my point that
Yeah,
the heavy practices and the hittings is not the reason why we occurred so many injuries. And I think it's what I was
I
trying
don't
to
think it's the only reason. I think there's a multitude of things that happened last year that kind
yeah,
of all.
there was a whole bunch, but like going like at the end of the season right there was a narrative out there about it. And I didn't like it and I
Yeah,
didn't think it
Nick's
was
narrative
fair.
is what she's saying, right? Well, and Nick was talking more about though when it got out what he was saying. What was he saying it about? The medical stuff that he had to go and he was doing his own trainer and all that. Now, I don't know for sure that it was had to be that way. I think that's a decision that he made as a player, and you have to be able to make that decision about your own medical stuff or whatever. You know what I
I
mean?
like, to be honest with you, I don't know much about it. Like, I just heard about what like, I didn't go,
You heard
like,
what
search
I heard.
about
What
it.
you heard from
Yeah,
Teddy and
and
Gabe. That's what we
yeah,
heard, right?
yep, and I forgot about that, where they had that whole I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I
And
don't know
he
what to
wasn't even
you
the
don't know
only
what to
one when it
believe.
comes to that. He's not even the only one when it comes to that. There's other
Yeah,
players that are in that boat.
yeah, yeah,
And I've
yeah,
heard that from other people besides Teddy and Gabe that there was some issues. Yes. Adding additional factors. I'm aware. I agree with and Coop can tell us a lot more than about some of this stuff than he probably can tell us. But
yeah,
I'm just saying we've heard things that other than that I'm not going to bring up. I'm certainly glad that they're bringing in that medical staff the way that they are, where it's going to be much more done like it would be in the NFL. They're trying to do everything like you would in the NFL the whole way
mhm,
around. That's part of the reason. I mean, we're talking about getting a guy like Jim Nagy in here. You know, you got the same kind of deal with the new president of football operation guy or whatever, for the former AT&T dude. They're going to run it the way that it needs to be run. The problem is, yeah, and I think that this is also has a lot to do with what Walker's saying. Some of those receivers just weren't that tough. Okay, I can certainly, And you know what? Maybe that's part of some of these guys were still left over from Lincoln being recruiting them, you know. Now Nick got recruited by Lincoln. He didn't play for him ever. You know.
Yep. Like I said, I just think there's a different type of dude that they're recruiting and a different type of player. Like
no doubt.
in
It's like I said, I think you were talking about Giovanni Gibson at the start of the show. Shit, he's a different dude, a different cat, man. No doubt.
and there's an aspect of being hungry and finding those dudes.
Versus being comfortable, you mean?
That's exactly what I'm talking about, man. And I think that they recognize that in the team. And I, like I said, I don't know anything, but I just read and see the moves that are being made throughout the portal and stuff like that. And that's what I gather. You know what I'm saying? Just by seeing the type of dudes that they're getting. And we talked about this before. Like, you know, we're not out there going for all the big fish and the popular names in the portal, you know, like some other schools are. And
they're not throwing that big ass net out there. Jump in here, Bishop Frank. Say something.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off a minute ago. Go for it.
No. I'm enjoying it. Thriller in the Manila 4. But no, you guys, you hit on some great points, you guys.
And who's Frazier?
Don't be throwing me underneath the bus. Hey, but now you make some great points, and that's why we need to make sure that we bring in the right components. That's why we started saying NFL schematics and being able to bring in a foundation that pays attention to, if you're going to have the catapults, then let's make sure we maximize the time that we are able to practice, that we go hard, like in maybe an hour to an hour and 30 minutes instead of going 2 hours. So, you know, just making sure if we're going to utilize all of this.
Use the data too. Yes, correct.
Yep. That's all.
All right, it's fair.
Yeah, the data's there for sure. The data is there.
So yeah, okay. No, I'm with you, man.
There's another aspect of what the coaches are seeing, right?
Correct.
Like, yeah, you got the data from the catapult, but the feel of how practice is going, the feel of how the season's going, like it all just can't be off data. Like the coaches have to realize, all right, maybe I got to take my foot off the pedal a little bit. You know what I'm saying? There's that aspect of it too, which is how football used to be back in the day before we had all this technology.
Definitely, and I hear you, big dog. I am not mad at you, but understand there has to be a right ratio put together, and that's what we're starting to find out, that everybody's starting to understand. It needs to be a different mix than it was back in the day.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm reading through the comments right here, and Shorty gave a good comment in here. When you were talking about the scout team, like that hits the nail on the head right there. Like, you're not gonna get the same look and the same speed from those scout team players, right?
True.
Like it's a different look, and that's 100% right. I wish I would have thought of that. Thanks, Shorty.
No, you're right about that. You're right about that. I'm just saying, like, when my thing is this: I don't want to hear that they're still hitting deep in the week in week 10. You know what I mean? If you haven't gotten your competitive juices up by now, then you're dead.
Like, what do you mean hitting? Define your definition of what do you mean hitting?
If they're going ones good on good deep in the week and they're full speed and hitting each other, not thudding them up, not any of that stuff, that they're going full speed.
That's what they're doing. They're thudding up. It's all full speed until the tackle every play. No matter what the final end result is that's what it is.
Okay.
They're not in practice launching, tackling, and wrapping up and taking people to the ground.
Okay.
Only probably in, like, if they have a scheduled scrimmage does that happen. But if you think that that's happening throughout the season, that's not the case. And that's why I asked you to define what hitting is, what you think in hitting, because that's not happening. You know what I mean?
We just want to make sure we don't have the same season we had this past.
They only tackle and take to the ground during scrimmages. I can promise. And maybe I'm just taking for granted that everybody knows that. You know what I mean? But okay, let's say for instance, right? I'm gonna give you an example of this, right? It was one of the fall practices where I went down there. Shit, I don't remember when it was, but before the season started, right? And there was a fall scrimmage time, and there was a point in the practice where I was talking to somebody, and somebody said, "There goes Mike," and Mike hit a receiver, right? But like he didn't tackle, he didn't drive him to the ground, he didn't target him or whatever, right? It was contact, but the receiver was a little light in the ass, and it looked worse than what it was, right? Mike just come up to thud him up, but Mike's thud up is probably not what everybody else's thud up is, right? Because Mike's got a little bit of concrete in his pad. If BV lit his ass up, right? I'm just gonna tell you that right now. BV lit his ass up. And it wasn't intentional by Mike, but shit, BV made him run. But there's a thud up, right? And sometimes it just happens, right? Because the receiver is probably coming over the middle,
Bro,
and Mike's
yeah.
coming up.
Hey, it's
And
football.
here's what other things people have to realize too, right?
Absolutely.
Here's what other people have to realize too. If Mike comes up or a safety or any DB and they don't thud him up or tackle him or take the right angle, he's getting it in the meetings when the coaches see that.
Damn,
Because
Skip.
he's not in the right spot.
Yeah, yes.
Making the play. So there's an aspect of I don't want to look jacked up on film, so I got to get here. And maybe he's coming a little bit faster. Maybe because he misread something, he's trying to get back in position.
Well, you better be fast to get to that guy too.
That's what I'm saying. Right. But there's always aspects to it. And when we're talking about hitting, they're not in practice just taking each other out. You know what I mean? There's always hitting.
Right. I'll second that.
I think the narrative gets misconstrued because really the whole thing is it could possibly just be thud, but they're trying to ingesture
Man,
and
in football, you're gonna
put
get
everything together.
Yeah, you're gonna get some hits that don't necessarily you didn't expect them to happen, right? They happen. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But the fact that think that we're just coming in and tackling and dragging people to the ground and hit
I don't
that.
think that's not what I'm saying.
I'm telling you right now, that's not the case. But there's contact. There's always going to be hitting, and it's going to be in practice.
Well, look what Shotty's saying here. He's right. He said, and this is a receiver talking from UGA. It should always be full speed. Just stay off the ground.
Yep.
Just don't take them to the ground, basically, is what he's getting at. Yeah. If you don't hit during the week, your ass will be broke up and sore all year long. No doubt.
There's a toughening phase, man. Yeah. And Shorty's saying it better than I can. Because he's down there. That's right.
I mean, this dude played against Champ Bailey and Boss Bailey and those guys. He was on the same team as them back in those days. So yeah, he knows.
Well, see, that's like me, man.
Too. Yeah.
I was one of those dudes, man. I was always hurt. I couldn't stay healthy. There's always something an issue. I think I made it through one full year of college, and that was my redshirt junior year. You know what I mean? But there's a toughening phase, man. And we always, we had 2-a-days. We did 2-a-days, and there was always a period. There's always probably 2, maybe 3 periods where we went 1-on-1s, 2s-on-2s, right? There's an option period. We always did a full 5 minutes of option, right? So there's always that element of good on good, and I don't think you can just get rid of it and just dispose it because there was a little snake bitten with the injuries.
I think we were definitely snake bitten, bro. Definitely.
And I think that it was just unlucky, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
If you had to ask me what was the call, I think we're just unlucky. But
with that though, we got to play a lot of young men that now know the gold standard, and so now they can compete for position.
Yeah, Eric Cooper, Coop Dog, you're 100% right. You're 100% right.
On which one? What did he say?
2 minutes ago.
Oh,
you're 100% right.
That happens a lot.
You're 100% right, and that's what I'm saying. You know, just the thud up, right? And part of it is like from an offensive, they don't like getting got, right? They don't like getting got. Like if somebody comes up and pops them and they fall back, and people, all the offensive guys are like, "Oh, that's dirty." You know, so sometimes there's a little aspect of that in there too.
There's that shit too, for sure. For
There's
sure.
that,
And,
right? But
hey,
like,
you
let
better
them
be
do,
competing. You got to compete, man. That's all there
yeah,
is. I tell you, if they ain't talking shit and getting after each other, then there's something wrong.
yeah, and like the competition, like dudes are playing for playing time.
Fuck yeah, they
Right.
are.
That's what. Yeah.
There's a lot of that's how they're getting on the field, by showing that they can do it in practice, right? Like you just don't wake up and be like, "Oh, I'm a starter." You know what I mean? Like I'm just gonna walk out and piss excellence and be a great football player. You know what I mean? Like it all starts on the practice field. And it's just
Yeah, we know, big
these
dog.
kids
We know.
out there trying to bang and show these coaches I got what it takes. And the offensive people are trying to score touchdowns and make you look stupid. You know what I mean? And I mean, but like, does anybody say anything like when a running back runs through a linebacker or a safety on a run? You know what I mean? Lowers his shoulder. Does anybody say anything about stay on your feet or stop hitting so
Nope.
hard? I don't think
Nope.
so. I don't know if I've ever seen it.
No, of course not.
Yeah. But so, well, let's go back to one point earlier, like where we're talking about Mateer and starting the offense, see how they do against the defense early in spring. One thing you have to realize is that, you know, in these types of situations, the defense is always going to be a little bit ahead of offense in spring, right? And at the start of camp. There's a gel aspect of and a cohesion aspect of offense that takes time. So you just remember, so if stuff comes out about the defense is dominating early in the spring, and that's how it works. You know what I mean? And don't let that. I'm telling you right now, don't let that discourage what material is or what the offense is going to be. All right, just give it some time. There's no need to overreact about what our offense is or is not doing early in spring and fall. It's got to
And
take
big
time.
dog, if I could piggyback, understand you guys. Arbuckle, hey, he loves to mix it up. He's not going to take a back seat to nobody. So he wants the defense because if they're the hardest thing they go against when they get in the season, it's gonna be able to put things together. So you don't want to go soft on them. You want them to give them an honest look and make sure that they're doing their P's and Q's because those things were missed this last year and it cost us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's dude. Listen, man. I'm super pumped about this. I'm super pumped about where this team is headed. Um, I'm not going to overreact. Um, and I'm not going to sunshine pump but I want to be as objective as I possibly can when it comes to what I'm seeing. Because I'm going to some spring practices now. I'm gonna be in there, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna tell you like I'm not gonna like give schemes and plays or whatever, but I'm gonna give y'all my sense of what I saw and who looks good and why. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna give away any state secrets. You know, I don't know them anyway. Even if I knew them, I wouldn't give them. But I don't. I'm not that deep into
You
all
never
that.
do that shit anyways. We don't ever hear shit from you out of that damn
I,
locker
I,
room.
but I like I
Waste all
don't.
my
I
fucking
like
time to bring you on, to be honest.
I just, dude. I go to
Y'all know.
practice. I stand on the sidelines. I
I
watch.
gotta argue with you and shit. You don't even tell us no insider
I
information.
don't got insider information. It's about as insider as I get. Just by being inside and being able to watch practice. You know what I
I'm
mean?
just fucking
Like
with you. You know that,
I
yeah.
say I say what's up to my people, and I watch practice because that's what I really want to do. You know, it's a good time. I like being around that environment. Maybe it gives me a little bit of feel goods from back when I used to be in it, but you know, I just like being around that shit. Maybe I should
Oh
have been.
hell yeah,
Maybe
dude.
I should have been a coach.
No doubt.
I
No
envy
doubt.
that shit that you get to be at them practices. That's fucking awesome. That's all. And I
Yeah.
would want you. I would never even ask you to give us information like that. You know that. I'm just fucking
Well,
around.
no, I mean, I don't want them to like be like, hey, you're not fucking coming to practice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, you're banned. Like, I don't want
No,
to
hell no. I wouldn't want that either. I wouldn't want
break
that
that
shit
trust.
either.
I don't want to break that trust. But like, you know, I just Like in
I never want to put you guys in, you or Dent or any of the guys that come on this. I don't want to ever put you guys in that position where you're going to
I
get
don't have nothing to
in
spill. You
trouble
know
with
what I mean?
TV and shit like that. I ain't trying to do that.
I don't have nothing to spill, man. But like, there's other aspect too. Like they yeah, I'm not even. There's just there's an aspect of like time's running out. You know what I mean? Like I
Sure.
don't know. I want to take it
You
in.
don't have to be an insider to know that shit, though. That's the
No, I'm not saying I'd be an insider, but like,
no, but I mean
you know,
the time running out part. We all get that. We all get
yeah.
that.
Like I just want to
Oh
be
yeah,
there and I want to watch
we
it.
hear
You
you,
know,
big dog.
2-3 years. That's about it, and then it's all over. You know what I mean? I gotta get my two youngest ones, get them popping so I can continue this. Get them going somewhere so I can go watch that shit.
Well, I know I'm
Yeah,
looking
man.
forward to the
Brian
offense
D.
and defensive line. I think that's going to be pivotal for our success.
Yeah, I feel bad now. Feel bad about how that conversation went. Like Kimberly K checked us, man. I feel bad. You don't need to have setting up the queen.
She's a diamond. She's good.
Yeah. Me and Jason get heated all the time because I think he's full of
All the
shit
time.
sometimes. But
I said I think his ass is full of shit most of the time.
That's why I said
I'll be
Thriller and
trolling.
Vanilla.
I love it. I love this shit. It's
Trolling
my
for sure. I'll be troll. I'll be saying I don't even have the stuff I don't even believe. I'll just be trying to troll you.
Hey, look.
People love it. You gotta give them what they want.
Hey, that's what's so funny is what you used to do on the football field. That's what it was. Y'all like,
Yeah,
yeah, come on, give me
yeah,
some, give me
yeah,
some.
yeah. And we were on opposite sides of the field. Of course, I didn't play at the level he did, though. I didn't.
yeah.
So,
It
but
don't matter. It's still
I'm
the
not saying
same
I
game.
played at a high level either. Like I said, dude, I was at a
shit.
small D1 school and I was hurt all the damn time. Like I mean,
There's a difference, man. There's a difference in what you guys are doing and what I did. Shit, by a lot. I'm only
I
one of
was
the best ones.
all American training room, holding
Yeah.
it down. All American, first team, all treatment.
What is that? Hey, Coop. I
Hey,
got you.
that's why we respect you, big dog. Hey, you went through you got the battle scars to prove it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I see. Hey, as you get older, it just you feel it all as you get older, man. Like that's it. That shit is the realest thing everybody ever told me, man. All those injuries that you sustained in college and playing sports and all that stuff, you feel it all. And I was just like the biggest dumbass by joining the infantry and just tearing up my body even more for 20 years. Like nobody ever told us that was a dumb. I mean, it was not physically a good decision. But yeah, I'm all broke up, man. My shit falling apart.
Mine is too, but it's from something else. It ain't from playing football.
Warmer temperatures, man. That's where I need to get to.
Hell yes, you do. Hell yes, you do. And this winter has been rough for that. No matter where the hell you are, too.
It's cold for a while up here, man.
Oh, no flicker.
When does spring practice start, you guys?
Just this week.
That's what I thought.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
they got some they got a walkthrough. Walkthroughs coming up. They got all those meetings, like the newcomer meeting and all that stuff. So it's kicking off, man. It's kicking off. It's happening. It's happening.
Yeah, I
Big dog,
played
when you going down?
pretty competitive high school, man, and it was rough, man. And especially our defense was fucking nasty. Our defense was nasty. They beat you up. I felt like we got hit harder in practices than we got hit in games most of the time. What's up, Chicken? It's my boy.
Chicken, he missed it all.
Chicken. Where you been, man? Fuck.
Man, late, bro. Had a big meeting.
Yeah.
Had a meeting.
He's been in a meeting, chicken ass.
I don't know, probably.
Been a meeting of the minds or what? We get to hear from DB on Wednesday. Hell yeah. I'm ready for that one. Hell yeah.
Yeah, spring practice 1. Yep, starts this week.
I'm pumped, man. Can't wait. I'm excited, man. I hope it goes quicker.
Hey, I really like those interviews that they do with the new guys, and like they got just like the open room and everybody goes around and talk, and people start posting them, and I really like that. That was cool last year. I didn't expect that. It gives you gives you an insight on some of these kids and a little bit more of a personal aspect, listening to them. So, a lot of the kids that are, they're not going to get interviewed regularly. You know what I mean? Like people aren't going to their interview like some of these freshmen every year, and this is their chance, and they kind of control that too. But yeah, but I don't be getting sensitive. I just try to
Shoot.
disprove. I just try
But
to listen,
hey,
man. I've been
Good
called
opinion.
every name in the book.
right. Hey, Big Dog, are we still having a spring game?
Yeah, yeah. That ain't going.
That ain't going nowhere. I don't think.
Yes.
I thought for a while that there might be that maybe they wouldn't do it, but I don't think that. I'm just not getting the indication of it. It doesn't sound like he wants to get it up. And I also think that part of it is what we were talking about last week when we talked about this is they're not recruit. They don't. It's not all money or all this and that shit. They're recruiting on shit other than just. I mean, they're coming for other reasons other than how much they're paying them at Oklahoma. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're not coming to parlay it into something a bigger NIL contract and
They would
joke.
have sniffed that shit out, and wouldn't be here anyway.
Yep. Those dudes weed themselves out, and the coaches know. But yeah, the spring game, man. I think there's so much value in the spring game. Playing in front of fans. Getting those pregame jitters. That's just a good experience for especially some of the new guys. The freshmen and the transfers. Kind of give them a preview of what it might feel like come fall. And it goes kind of back to what we're saying is that scrimmage speed and the practice and the look you're getting, like you don't get that look in practice, right? You don't have that same atmosphere and the crowd and the adrenaline and all that stuff just turns it up a notch, right? And it's hard to replicate that in practice. So that experience and that little bit of a step up in speed, it does wonders, man. It does wonders.
And like we said, we saw it
In
full
recruiting.
time in this year with our O linemen. From that first game they started at South Carolina to the end, you saw a big jump and them getting comfortable, getting up to a 24 goal standard that you start realizing that time is valuable to get
Yeah,
those live bullets.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good spring game. Like this is a big last year was a big spring game for me. Just because it was, Mike was a freshman or whatever, and he just got down there. But like just from a whole Oklahoma team perspective, like yeah, man, I'm excited for this, man. There's a lot of stuff I want to see. There's a lot of stuff I want to see, man. Hey, Charles, I seen you hating on Fort. Why you like Fort Riley, bud?
huh? Oh,
He's
Fort Riley.
there's a I seen him post a comment and there's I hate Fort Riley or hated
Yeah,
Fort.
I saw that too. I was going to ask you. I was going to ask too. I haven't been to Fort Riley, so I wouldn't know. But why is it sucky? Is it sucky there?
I mean,
Junk town.
it has its moments, man. It has its moments, right? Like when I first got here, and you know what? It's not even the area or the aspect. It was Army leadership and people you work with. For me, for like my first couple years here, I was like, this is terrible. I got to get the hell out of here. Um, But overall, Fort Riley's not a bad spot, man. It's a little bit more different than other Army bases because it's basically a 2 brigade base, right? So for you got first and second brigade, and then you got aviation brigade. But you know, when first brigade's deployed, you got second brigade here, and they're usually rotating in that aspect, right? So one brigade is usually here. Now things have slowed down, and both brigades are kind of here at the same time, which is the first time that I've seen it like that since I've been here. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was a little bit of overlap, but Fort Riley's not bad, man. Yeah, it is cold. There's no doubt. It's
Yeah,
Kansas.
it's the middle of a wheat field and it's fucking cold, he says.
Yeah, it is cold, man. It is cold. The wind,
Can't
man.
go
JC
over
is
there,
a
bro. Yeah.
That
different
cold
animal.
wind. Yeah, that cold wind. Yeah, the junk. It's cool. It can always be better. You know what I mean? Like if you don't got it here, you can just drive 20 minutes and be in Manhattan and
Yeah, I still got family there.
get you some Raising Cane's or some Chick-fil-A. You know what I mean? All that stuff you don't have here. So I
Like,
mean,
I feel you.
Academy, like that's usually why I go to Manhattan. If I go to
Blue
I got
Jays. The Blue Jays.
Yep. The old four Riley, old Fortress Riley. Yeah, it's not a bad spot though. The junk, you know what I'm saying? Junktown. About to start playoffs in basketball. See what happens. Playing Manhattan again for the third time. Yep. Big up on Custer Hill. That Big Red 1. 1st Brigade and 2nd Brigade. 1st Infantry Division. Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
First Infantry Division up there. Is that what you were? Is that where you were in the First Infantry?
Yeah, 1st Brigade. 1st Brigade, 1st Infantry Division. See, I've never been to Fort Hood. Never been there. I heard it's wild down there. It's wild everywhere. A lot of army. People only knew how crazy the army gets sometimes, man.
Bro. So when I was down at Pope, and then because Pope is right next to in North Carolina, you know what I'm talking. It's Fayetteville, Fort Bragg, Fayetteville, North Carolina. Though they call it Fayetteville. It's fucking nuts down there, bro. Fucking nuts down there, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Those cats were fucking wild. First thing they told us was like, look, stay away from them fucking army dudes out in the fucking in town. Stay the fuck away from them.
Yeah. Them young paratroopers, bro. 82nd, all American,
wild. Yeah.
Alcohol Anonymous. The 2A stood for Alcohol Anonymous. That's what we used to joke around with them.
It's
Cats
true.
be out there.
All Americans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man.
Bragg's crazy, man.
Bragg is fucking
that's a different spot, man. You want to talk about dudes that love Bragg. Yeah.
Well, you got to be those cats are man. They're on another level of crazy, right? That's the reason why they're there. That's
Listen, they asked me, "Do you want to go to airborne school?"
No.
Hell no. Hell no. I don't want to go to airborne school. Nope. No thanks.
No.
I had a buddy when I was a drill sergeant at Benning. In between cycle breaks, you could go to a school.
Oh, you were a DI? Oh shit.
Drill sergeant, yeah. Big drill was in full effect. And I had a buddy. He was a big dude like me, and he was like, "Let's go to airborne school." And I was like, "Bro, I don't really. I'm not really interested." He's like, "Come on." So he kind of talked me into it, and we were actually playing unit level football, and I rolled my ankle. So there's a lot of running in airborne school, so I didn't go. And he came back one day, like midway through airborne, and he's like, "Don't do it, dude." He's like, "This is the worst decision I ever made." I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Dude, I'm the last one to get off the bird, like to jump off the bird." And he's like, "I'm always the first one to hit the ground." He's like, "Because 250, you're falling a little bit faster than some dude that's 150." And he's like, "I'm burning in, dude." He's like, "It sucks." He's like, "I'm never jumping out of a plane."
Yeah, those big guys, bro. The big guys have it. It's
he's
tough
like,
to be jumping
"Don't
out.
do it."
Things
He's
for
like,
them.
"Don't do it." I'm like, "I never wanted to do it, bro. You talked me into it. I didn't want to do it anyway."
Yeah, I didn't want to do this shit to begin with. Yeah, no, the bigger those cats are, he's right. They float down faster. You know what I mean? You got a bigger.
I like how you say float down fast.
Yeah, they do.
Nope. No, hell no.
Oh, they're crazy everywhere. Don't get it twisted. They're crazy everywhere. But those cats at Fort Bragg they're just another level of wild, man. They call Fayetteville, which is right outside. It's basically attached to those two bases, Fayetteville, for a reason, because they're sweeping up eyeballs and shit off the floor at the bars at night. Shit gets crazy down there.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
We don't win.
There's some different, and you know what? There's places like that all over the world. There are. There's just,
Yeah.
Anyway, anyway, yeah.
Yep.
Some of those Marine barracks, those fuckers are nuts. We all know that.
Let me tell you something, man. So
Starheads are wild, bro.
whatever, what was the name of that base I used to go down to in Oceanside right there? Camp Pendleton, the Marine base, Camp Pendleton.
Camp Pendleton, yeah.
Dude, so I used to go down there and like go onto that beach and hang out there and like, and I had like a weekend or two or something like that. And dude, those Marines, their base, their barracks and stuff, like their barracks is like 2 blocks away from the beach. Like you could walk out the barracks and be at the beach in less than 10 minutes.
And they still want to fight all the fucking time, bro.
Unbelievable, bro. I had never seen a setup like that in my life.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, these dudes got it made.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about walk out the barracks right on the beach, surfing, whatever it is, they're boogie boarding, kicking it, grilling. Oh my God. It was crazy. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, I mean, shit like that makes you wonder why those dudes are always in a shitty mood.
I couldn't imagine having that setup as a young cat, bro.
Oh, dude, yeah. What a place. What a place.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. For sure. It was beautiful, man. Beautiful. Water a little too cold for your boy in Cali, but if you want to go hang out on the beach.
Oh, bro, it stays cold there too. In the wintertime, it gets warm, but it's not even really warm. Yeah, the Atlantic is the place to go if you're going swimming. If you're going swimming, it's the Atlantic.
I love me the little Emerald Coast down there. That's my spot.
There you go.
Down there, Panhandle, Florida. Yeah, that's my spot.
Hey. The Air Force is a corporation. Yeah, kind of. But depends on what part you're in. Shut up talking shit. All right, yeah, we've been going for a minute. We are at 2 hours and 51 minutes. I do have to fix some shit.
Yeah.
Kept me up all night last night.
Big salute.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you coming in, Bishop Frank.
Oh, not a problem.
You guys got going. Is Mike and Mike on Monday going down today?
Man, I hope so.
That's what he said.
He'll give me a call here in a second. Let me know what's popping.
Yeah. Well, make sure you guys get over there and check it out. Make sure you get over there and check it out. Mike and Mike on Mondays, 3:30. 3:30 usually the time, right? Central, 3:30 Central time. Over there, Sooner Legends. Be good to see you guys back over there. And hey, make sure you get over there. If you haven't already gone over and hit the like on Gridiron Insight, please do. We much appreciate it. It's the free way to help us out, man. Hit the like on both places. Do we expect to have more or less in IO? We got more. There's more. Yeah, there's more. They used a lot of it for retention, though. I'd say that. If you see a flash and hear the report, that one wasn't meant for you. That's true.
That is true.
That's true. Most definitely.
We missed one of the two.
When we talking about chicks and booze, got to do some nighttime shows so we can do some more of that. I don't know though, man. I got to be easy lately. It's just somebody's got me on the pain in the ass. Fucking Shadow Man's got me all messed up.
I did get your YouTube notification though when you went live. I did get it this time, but it won't come up on my timeline.
Yeah. Let me know where you guys, if you guys are seeing me on your search bar, let me know. If you're not, let me know. I'm still arguing with them about it and stuff, but I don't know where that came from. It could have been from any number of places, but I know we don't do any rule breaking here. We don't, and hell, we don't cuss as much as some people do.
Yeah.
By a lot. Shit. Crazy.
Hey, man. We're family. That's all that matters.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Appreciate everybody coming in. I forgot to put that other deal on there, so we'll just see you.